record and stream. And voila. So
Voila.
hopefully we're hopefully in live now. Alrighty, and everyone's here. That's good. Let me bring this back up top. And welcome back to Wednesday, DTM Thursdays. That's not actually on Thursday.
You made that too long. You messed it up.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. Also smoking a cigarette.
You're a buddy.
Yes, because
Oh
Barb
God,
is trying
Shane
to
has
stream.
the porno stash.
Wait, what?
What?
Barb is streaming video, so it's eating my connection a little bit.
Oh,
I'm just
I
not
see.
going to look at you.
Why are you
Thanks.
Oh
sharing
wait,
porn?
that wasn't Shane.
Yeah, it was. He just moved
No,
when he stopped
was it?
streaming.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
No,
What?
the people who stream get moved to the top left.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Anyway,
Yeah,
last
that was
time
the
on
thing.
DTM Thursdays, it's actually on a Wednesday. Everyone got pretty fucked up. You found a destroyed village, or what's left of a military outpost type village, that had been ransacked. Upon investigation, and entering the city, you were fired upon by a group of Urds, which are kobolds with wings, basically. And then another series of kobold units moved out of a few auxiliary buildings and attacked. A few people went down. Few people, Titus in particular, saved a few people's lives by the cunning and swift use of good berries. Who are you? Scion also rescued Helmac from a certain doom as he was thunderwaved into a giant fire. The fire that you see now is not still raging. Those are just buildings that were utterly destroyed by the fire. The fire has been successfully put out at the end of last session. Garuk went unconscious, Kay went unconscious twice, Scion went down, Helmac went down. It was a little rough. A couple people almost went. A couple people had some nat ones on their death saves. It was a bad time. No, you and Kate both had nat ones on death saves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was bad. But fortunately, you all pulled through, put out the fire, and that is where we've left off. You've all leveled up for all intents and purposes, but those effects will not take effect until you complete a long rest. Correct.
Well, I think it's time for one thing and one thing only before we do anything else. Loot the bodies.
That's already been done.
You said we can roll for loot.
Yes, I don't make investigation checks.
Oh, okay. That'll work.
I'm gonna cast.
If the bodies have been looted, though, how many armored kobolds were there? And I'm taking off their armor.
I'm casting guidance on myself first.
Okay. Actually, on that note, Massimo, can you give me another mic check?
Oh, yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh no, you sound good. I'm just adjusting your volume so you come through on the stream recording a little bit better.
Okay. So you said investigation. I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
add a plus D4 to this. Did that? There we go. Let me just see what it is first.
I will just throw out any reminders who might have Bardic Inspiration still, maybe? I don't know.
So 14 for me.
I have no idea if anyone has Bardic Inspiration, good sir.
I think Cade would still have Bardic
Cade
Inspiration.
did. He never got to use it.
Yeah.
That sounds
How
accurate.
long does it last?
10 minutes.
Okay.
So you can use that here
Titus'
and add
first
a
shot at
D6.
loot for the whole campaign.
D6,
Roll
right?
a fucking 3.
Your Bardic Inspiration's D6 or D4?
D6.
Add 5 to
Alright,
my
so
16
21
is 21.
for Cade. Nice.
D6 these nuts?
And if we looted the bodies, before, what dog did we get? Because I never put that down.
He dropped
the armor and rings.
He pinned it.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
anyway,
for those of you at home and myself, when I read this again, You found a total of 4 sets of chainmail off of these kobolds. They are for small-sized creatures. So in order to adapt it to a medium-sized creature, would probably take a suit and a half. You found 4 short swords, and you found 2 balanced short swords. Which the balanced tag from the Armorer's Compendium applies a non-magical +1 bonus to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you, Fuzzy.
Go ahead.
Say I take all the short swords and use the short swords of balance as the base. Could I make a greatsword out of them?
You
No.
could use short swords as materials to then have someone craft you a greatsword out of. But when you deprecate materials like that, you'll get roughly 1/3 of the market value in goods in materials out of it.
So
And short swords
four
are
short
like
swords.
10 gold pieces, I think. 5 or 10 gold pieces, and a greatsword is 30. So you would need, let's see, so it's worth 10, 3,
About like
I would very
15 to
much
18.
like one of
7.
those
So you'd need at
better
least
short
7
swords.
short swords to build a greatsword. But
fine.
it would be easier to just buy one. Or have
Yeah,
Linton
it-
craft you one if you pay him enough and if he agrees to it.
All right.
How many-
Well, y'all can divvy up the short swords then. I don't care.
How many kobold heads do you have?
Total of
Shit, I'll take
45, and
45.
then one that is currently a druidic experiment on Crumb's part. That has a small goodberry bush growing out of the cranium of a deceased kobold skull.
I remember.
So total of 44 or 40?
45, and then the one that's separate. So it's
Okay.
46 minus 1.
All right.
I'll take a balanced short sword. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I
y'all
would
can
very
have the
much
short
like a
swords.
balanced short sword as well.
I will take the armors. How many armors were there?
4 sets of chainmail on these boys.
And the last group had 3 sets of
Last
chainmail?
group had 2.
2? Okay.
Yep, so a total of 6 small sets of chainmail.
Fuzzy. So how Matt goes around collecting the javelins that were thrown. One javelin was in the fire. Did that survive?
That's negative Ghost Rider. That thing is torched.
So, can I just put a balanced short sword in my inventory now?
I did.
Okay. And then what is like the stat boost on that?
A non-magical +1 to hit.
Can I assume everyone has a ring of spell storing now?
There are a total of 6 rings of spell storing.
And how many of us are there again?
There are
Do not
eight.
have
Well,
Cade has 2.
hold on.
I have 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Wait,
6,
why would
7,
Cade need 2?
There are 8 of you.
I just grabbed them both because nobody claimed them, so I just grabbed them.
I would
and
very
I
much-
Well,
checked.
nobody
I mean-
claimed them because nobody.
This
I
is
didn't
still
even know.
part
I
of
didn't.
it.
I was. I
used-
didn't know anybody was grabbing them, but okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Whatever.
I'm going to
That's
strongly
what I-
request one of those.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
I
empty,
mean,
but
also
here you
stand.
go. You can have it.
Yeah, I would like one too.
Okay, so y'all can divvy up. There's 2 that have Thunderwave in it, and I recommend giving Helmac and Scion one,
That is cool with me.
Well,
or Simmons maybe, because he's
Alright.
always in the front.
I already know Thunderwave, so I don't need it.
But it is.
I don't want the one with Thunderwave. I just want one of the empty ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just something
I'll
I can
take
start
either.
piling things
2
into.
of those left.
As someone who can only cast 2 spells a day, it's really nice to have extra.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, casters should all have one. We should all have one. There was 7 people. Okay, so one person.
Well,
can have
technically there's 8, and we have one person that's joining. So.
And there's one
Yeah,
person
yeah.
who hates
Due to
anything
bug isn't
magical,
in
so
Yeah, well,
well,
yeah. Helmet completely refuses. I do not want your damned magic.
This damn magic saved your life one day, sir. Yeah,
Hey,
actually,
Helmac.
I will save my own life.
Hey, Helmac,
how are you gonna do that when you're dead?
don't be so crabby.
So I think
I would have gone with "Don't be such a sourpuss," but you know.
I would
I
say
mean,
that he looks.
He's a fucking Simic hybrid.
Yeah, but the
No, but-
Tentacles.
picture was the only Simic hybrid I could find. I actually have tentacles, not not crab claws.
He's just looking cranky. We'll try giving him 10 tickles.
Jesus
fucking-
Christ. Take 5
That-
hero points for me
I was
literally
about to
just
say you can
smacking
take
my
5 of mine
face.
too. I will give you 5.
I
of mine.
face
You should
palmed
take
so
away.
hard I hit
You should
myself.
leave him less of a man after something like that.
I can't, it's beautiful.
Ugh.
So
Um,
Mumaso has a ring. Cade has a ring.
Yeah.
Titus has a ring,
Okay.
and
Goruk doesn't have a
Scion.
ring. Helmac does not have a ring. Otherwise, the other 6 party members, besides the one that
Helmac
has
has
yet to
not
be
worn
introduced,
it.
does have a ring, unless Tudabug is not interested.
I have a ring.
Jitterbug should actually grab one because she's always in the fray. She's
I will definitely take a ring of storing because that would benefit me.
You can even so you have to tune it over a short rest, and then you can have people cast spells into it too.
What I'm gonna do is
So track your own fucking
I have cure wounds, so if I just cast 5 cure wounds into it, then
Well, no. See, you have to cast it, then take a rest, and then if you want to cast it in there again, because you have spell slots, you can't. They're not free. The cantrips, he said he'll be able to do 6.
Yeah, you can
but
shove
it has set a
6
total of
cantrips.
5.
I know there's spell slots.
Yeah.
I have 3
But
first
you
level
can't
spell
cast.
slots. I
You
can
can't cast six cure wounds at one time because you don't have the spell slots.
No, but
Yeah,
he can
no,
put
what
them
I-
in
okay.
over time.
Yeah, over
Yeah, that's
time.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
Fuzzy. I can't cast 3 cure wounds into the ring. at
Oh,
once.
absolutely. Absolutely you can if you have all 3 spell slots.
I have
yes,
3 spell slots. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, absolutely you can. But you'd have to
Also-
attune to it first. Well, you
I'm
could
gonna make-
store it now, but you'd have to attune to it to use it.
correct.
Yeah, that's fine.
If for any reason we're back to town and we have access to a court, if Sal just takes it as one extended short rest, can I just keep keeping things into the ring? Because
You
I
can
regain
pull
my spell
out
slots.
multiple. Yeah, you could pull some sneaky bullshit like that, absolutely. But you are not in town right now. You are here.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is
I mean,
just
later. I'm just
basically
trying to plan
surrounding by the smoldering remnants of a charred city and the decapitated corpses of over 20 kobolds. You are arguing over a series of rings and chainmails.
Absolutely.
The sun glistens gently off of the waves
Right.
as more sunlight crests. As you were in twilight hours, as dawn was only breaking, it is now closer to midday, after you dealt with the kobolds, put out the fire, and are now divvying up loot.
Is everybody who went down up and moving now, or are they still
Yeah.
unconscious?
Everyone is up and conscious and above, at 1 hit point or above, thanks to Goodberry. Again, Titus, I'm going to give you another 10 hero points just because, again, you saved the fucking day. And every time people ask about it, it just reminds me of how much you fucking did.
I told you all when we started this adventure, I'd save you all.
I mean, in a way, you did cause the fire to grow bigger, so I mean, you did almost kill us too.
Now, did he make them bigger?
And
or
and
better?
who was it that started the fire on the tower?
It was
Hmm.
actually the Erd started the fire initially. I just,
I
improvised.
didn't start the fire.
Ah, damn it!
That's
You beat me
like
to it.
blaming the ocean for stealing the
If you
sand
really
on the
want to blame
beach.
someone, he
I'll think
attacked
you
me.
Flames
find. I'll
just
think you'll
grow.
find that it's always been. It's the
Actually,
Turning.
Cade, didn't the fire start with you? I only meant to impede them, stop them, maybe roast them a little.
Yeah, he did attack me, and this little flame just jumped in this building, and then I just lit out fire and threw it at the tower.
Speaking of which, at this point, Titus is going to cast a Goodberry. All of you line up right this instant.
Hmm.
And then, I don't know if anyone complies or not, but anybody who does
Yeah, absolutely.
comply, I hand you a single Goodberry. Now,
Yeah.
take these, put these in your pouch, and save them. These are to be used in reserve. I've got 10 of them. So what I mean is, if we ever encounter a situation like this again, anybody can run over, take the berry out of your pouch, and pop it into your mouth, thus saving your life.
Helmac drops the bag of heads with a thuds, and instead of going over to Titus, just starts collecting heads.
So
what level spell is Goodberry again?
it's a first level.
I will take his
Did we
berry,
add
please. Thank you.
Fuzzy? Did we add these heads? Is the 40,
That
46
is my
including
last
these heads?
fucking spell slot.
Yes,
of
all of the heads are accounted for.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure 3 of my 4 fucking first level spell slots are Goodberry.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Sounds
I'm pretty
right
sure
to
that's
me.
accurate too.
So Fuzzy, what do we get from our investigation rolls?
Also, what is this ring called, and how do I put this in my character sheet?
Ring of
If you
spells
go
pouring.
to if you go to the compendium,
Oh, okay.
the I button,
Here.
you can just type in ring of
Thank
spell
you.
storing.
Yeah, I just put it in my bio inventory, and then I put what spells are in the ring at the time, and when I use them, I just delete them.
Anyone else having issues with noise?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I
Some
muted
feedback,
Debug for a
yeah.
minute. Let me know when she comes back. I know I'm
Mhm.
not trying to be mean. I know you're busy
I
talking to
think she's
people. It's
good.
just, stuff's happening.
Okay.
She's
Sorry.
still good.
And then also
Thank you,
question.
sorry.
What would happen if I upcasted Goodberry as a second level spell slot?
What does it say happens if you upcast it?
Doesn't.
Oh, technically you're not supposed to be able to upcast
okay.
it in that case, but I'd probably give you, let's see, you get, 10 good berries at first level?
Yeah, there's no better.
I'd probably give you like an extra 6 per spell level you burned.
Okay.
That's good.
And so now
Ninth
Titus is just
level.
gonna
Make it
adjust the
rain.
Are we staying here or are we moving on? Because I suggest we move on. There's an entire village here, and we barely survived that encounter. Who knows what else lies here? Suggest we take what we need and move on. Whether it be towards that meteor or back to town, we need to move.
Well, we need to. I gotta get into voice character. Gotta get into character. Give me a second. Well, we need to search this town first.
Isn't it you who wanted the tear that fell from the sky?
Yes, I want
Oh, also,
meteor.
on a related
But
note, before we get any farther, as you say that, the 21 investigation check from our dear Cade here, the fire is in fact out, blue pulse fire. But brain gone.
21.
Yes,
Investigation.
21 investigation check. You find a couple of rocks in one of the Erd's pouches that kind of reflect the sunlight in a way that doesn't remind you of minerals you're familiar with. They're like 2 or 3 pebble-sized rocks.
Okay. I'll just put that into my inventory, I guess. Let's grab them. Or like light, can that none of us know what it is.
Didn't say that. I said you didn't know where it was.
Okay, yeah, that was where I was going with that. Excuse me, everyone. I found these little shiny rocks. I do not seem to know what they do. Did anybody else? Maybe. So, I'll
I'd
hold
like
the
to
shiny
roll an
rocks out.
Arcana. I'd like to roll Arcana. Again with my guidance active.
would these rocks be related to history in any way? Or
Can
just
I check them out?
roll them? Yeah. What would I need to roll to figure this out?
Everyone can roll me either an Arcana check, a Nature check, or an Investigation.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. Our 2 Smithies can roll this with advantage.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yes, Arcana, Nature, or Investigation. The 3 things
Correct.
that I have. I am terrible at. Oh, yes.
Also, for the record, because
Yes. Another 3.
I had 1 spell slot left, I put.
What was that, Asterion? You didn't come through very well.
I had one spell slot left from that fight. I put
Yes.
a first level spell into my card.
Okay, nice.
Ooh.
This shouldn't have been history, but I'll take the natural 20 anyway because it doesn't really matter.
Beautiful, dude. Everybody's knows what these
Bryn
fucking rocks
can't,
do,
so I will roll
except
for
for
you
you.
here in a second. Although it doesn't really
Okay.
matter here, but I just want to see. Because that natural 20 is going to give you a shitload of information. Fucking of course it is. Didn't even roll it. Roll another one of those just to see if you crit. Or crit again.
Okay. History.
I am getting a lot of background noise from someone.
2 bucks driving.
Let me just mute myself until I get home.
Okay, or you have something
Oh.
to say. That works too.
Okay.
Okay, so 15, you got a 24. All right. So, first of all, we're going to work from the bottom up here. With Scion and Titus. You're both like, yeah, cool. Pretty rocks. All right. Next. Titus, you don't know what the fuck this is. Just a shiny rock. Massimo got a 20,
Could
as
sell
well
it.
did Helmac. You notice that these pebbles, like I said before, they scintillate in the light, reflecting almost a golden hue. And with that nat 20 from, and we'll go hit 2 to bug 2. With your smithing check, you take out a series of pitchforks and smack the rock with a pitchfork and hold it up to your ear to see if you can get a match. And nothing kind of fits just right. So it's, probably not like a purified ore, or it's mostly rock,
Did you literally
I'm
just
sorry. Quick question.
Gimli
When you said
smack
pitchfork, did you mean like or did you mean tuning?
Tuning fork.
Sorry,
Thank
tuning
you.
fork. Yeah. Tuning fork, not a pitchfork. It emits a pitch. Yeah, big dumb. Thank you.
Okay. No, just making sure. I mean, it could.
It
That'd be
just
hilarious.
only one
Huge
prong.
difference.
It's only one prong.
Yep. No, it's 2. But so nothing on your
One
tuning
prong
forks
stick is
resonates.
thick.
And then Simmons, as Lipton holds this in his hand, he pulls out a tiny, tiny gold tuning fork. Itty bitty. And as he smacks it on this rock, the whole rock illuminates and glows with a gentle golden hue emanating from the inside of the rock. And
Would the other rocks in my hand do the same?
Yes, they do. As the metals that fill up these resonate with this tiny gold fork. And with that nat 20, I will let you know that that tuning fork is an incredibly rare celestial steel tuning fork.
Ooh.
It's probably worth a few thousand gold pieces in just that tiny fork, like a couple of ounces. I mean, fits in the palm of your hand. It's tiny, and it's worth thousands of gold pieces because it is literally from the celestial planes. As you now know, are these 3 pebbles, and with a nat 20, if you'd like, you can ask me a question, and I will answer as best I can.
Answer a question about what?
About the rocks.
What kinds of rocks are these?
He just explained that.
Yep, they're celestial steel.
What can I use these rocks for?
Well, celestial steel is exceedingly rare, but if you had enough of it, it is... Okay, I'm getting excited ahead of myself. Celestial steel is exceedingly rare because it comes from the upper planes. Usually it can only be found in small quantities in Leverbost for divination rituals or communing with deities, planers, solars of the upper realms. It can be used as wards against evil spirits or demons, devils, as celestial steel is particularly conducive to radiant and holy energies.
So these
And then on that one, Fuzzy. Seeing as my guy is an oath breaker, so he has a high sensitivity to buffing fiends, and he's half vampire. Would this affect me in any way?
Hold on, I'll be.
If they smacked you with it, maybe.
Could he roll advantage on his
There's a fucking
investigation
rock.
to know?
He's not gonna get an investigation for that.
You know?
No, it's celestial steel. It'll hurt. It'll might fuck you up a bit, but it's not. You're not a fiend per se, so it won't.
Right.
It won't affect you particularly because you're human enough to where it's not going to affect you.
Okay.
Can I ask a random and weird question?
Yes, you may.
So, because there's different types of glows, or is the type of glow emanating from these rocks? Is it the same type of like, I guess, like essence or glow as like, let's say, my eyes or my tattoo, or it's
No.
different? Okay, so you can so it's distinctly different. Okay, that's all I needed.
They emit a calming aura after they're struck, and they resonate with each other.
These look pretty valuable. Any idea what you used for?
I'll hold on to this.
Sure. Put
Well,
3
that's
celestial
fascinating.
steel pebbles in your inventory.
All right. Well, Scion's gonna search the town for survivors and or signs of where the kobolds could have took this people of this town, because this town shouldn't be empty, I guess.
How many
That's
health
this
fucking
guy's
points
also
do you
gone.
have? How many fucking?
Me? 6. Well, that's meta. Why the fuck did I just say that? God damn it.
It's all good. He looks pretty fucked up.
So, looking
Yes.
around, Titus goes, I don't know if that's the best idea. I think we should just move on from this town, pack up. We can come back, and so can
Well,
they.
Well, if there's people in this town, or if the kobolds took the people, I'm not going to leave without them. As you may
That's none
know,
of our
I am a
concern.
And
paladin
how are you
and
going
I
to
am a
fight them?
noble.
Look at you. Look at us. We
You
barely
can go.
survived.
And
We
how
need
will you
to
fight
rest.
anything we
It
face
is
on the road?
my job
Okay,
as a noble and as a paladin.
On a
What is
related
any
note,
greatness?
hold
And
on.
hate
On a related note, anyone with noble background or has spent time with nobility, that would kind of include you, Bard, based on your family
Yeah,
history.
I was thinking.
There is a thing called obligate nobilis, which is an obligation of nobles to protect the common folk. And
Oh, I thought it was
particularly
the wedding night thing.
no, that is prima nocta.
Ah, my mistake. I thought this was going to get real.
Everyone looks aggressively at Bryn. No, just kidding.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, so Simmons, Lipton, and Bryn in particular, you would be diametrically opposed to leaving without investigating this town to look for survivors, because that would, one, ruin the standing of your house, would dishonor you, would dishonor your family, and would,
Well,
in worst
Dishonor on
case
your
scenario, exactly, in worst case scenario, you could be disenfranchised from your family.
Well, for
Yeah.
me, like, okay, so my family's pretty much dead, so I'm rebuilding my line. Oh, that's meta, whatever. But it wouldn't really
Doesn't matter.
bother
This is
me. I
true.
wouldn't give a shit.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
you really just found that out
Helmet,
like a couple hours ago, too.
Helmek has spent enough time around Scion that he knows of this, but he doesn't really care about it
Sure.
himself.
So I have to ask, how many essentially beings took those good berries? Because I produced 10 of them.
You gave me one.
Uh,
Oh, you mean the spell or
That's-
actual physical?
No,
good
no,
berry?
no. But I'm
one.
saying like how many of like essentially like so like how many of there how many are there of you? So,
Helmek hasn't
Wrath,
taken any.
you're taking one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was under the assumption you gave us a spell. Did you just give us individual berries?
I gave you an individual berry.
Oops, my mistake. Thank you.
So everybody in the party now has a good berry on them. I role played it, but this is the meta for you to put like in your pocket. So literally in your fucking inventory, go put good berry. I don't give a shit. It has a cooldown of 24 hours. And so everybody knows what a good berry does. So the whole point is that if you're dead or dying and you're in your death saves, anybody, doesn't have to be me anymore, can run up, pull that fucking berry out of your pocket, jam it in your mouth, and save your fucking life.
So
like
that's a
World War
centipede.
II. Yeah, literally fucking World War II fucking medic style. Like, let's do this shit. Like
Inverse
that's literally
cyanide pills.
or I guess that's a weird
Yeah.
way to put it.
Or like hold an action to crunch it, or as a reaction to death.
No, it would be an action to feed another, to grab the
Yeah,
good
you
berry and
dive
feed it to
over and
another character.
you reach in their pocket, pull it out, jam it in their mouth, and then
Yeah,
they
but
wouldn't be
like-
dying anymore.
Or like
So-
you could do-
Basically, it's
So
like
basically, it's basically like a free lay on hand.
I know, I get
No,
that.
it's
I
like
get
basically a free
I
lay
get
on
it.
hand that you put in your fucking pocket.
I know, I
So
get
I've
it.
already put one in your fucking pocket.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I'm simply arguing like if you want to put it like a cyanide pill, I'll stick it in the back of my, like a wisdom tooth and then crunch on it when
Yeah,
I
just
take
don't
the
sit
fatal
on it.
shot.
Now-
revived.
Now, who hasn't picked up one of these berries? I have too many. You helmet, fucking take one of these. And I forcefully just kind of shove it like into like any sort of open pouch I see in this person forcefully.
He can reject that, FYI.
I don't give a shit.
Roll it. If you
Now,
want.
now,
to.
kids, I think tempers are running high. Perhaps we should.
But like it.
Cyan just getting annoyed with the freaking party. Just
And
walks
so,
away and
well,
starts
and-
searching houses.
Well, and so Titus, I'm just gonna say this: looks into Helmac's eyes. Obviously, mine are glowing. Listen, I've been watching you. I know you're opposed to magic. This isn't magic; it's food. That just so happens to not last very long. It'll save your life. Someone's got to look out for that big bastard. I mean, look at him. He's already out questing. Put it in your pocket.
Wait, before Cyan walks off, him remembering that you guys did capture an Erd, he walks back and smacks it away.
Ooh, roll an attack roll.
Oh my god.
And
Oh
my point is being made.
Kill it.
So once again, how many of these
non-lethal.
fucking things are there?
It's non-lethal.
Yes, non-lethal. It is
It's not gonna kill
non-lethal.
him.
He's already
Fuzzy.
unconscious, and you're doing any type of damage. He is now.
I
could do
am not
death
killing
saves.
him. I'm just smacking him awake. It's like
That's
freaking
not how that works.
Can I give
Well,
the
no. So he
good
can choose
berry?
to do non-lethal damage, but unless
That's
he's
what
in
I'm
But
saying.
he's
It's
death
already
non-lethal.
unconscious. He's
I'm
already
fine.
at
I'm
0
gonna
HP.
Slap him a freaking wake. I'm gonna grab the good berry that freaking Scion gave me and shove it down his throat.
You're Cyan,
I
dumbass.
mean, not Scion, but gave me.
Oh
And I'm gonna shove it down his
my.
throat, okay?
He just
So
pulls it out of his
angry he
pocket. Oh, look what I
forgot who
gave
he was.
myself.
I
Fucking
know
fucking
it now.
asshole.
Psyduck, my friend, are you all right?
Hey,
Perhaps you got hit in the head a
down
little
his
too.
goddamn throat, okay? Metal fist and all.
All right.
Probably break a few teeth.
Fine. By the way, as you do that, I just real quick, DM, because obviously I think there's 7 of you, so I think I have 3 left. So I now and then immediately just a little purple hand pops up with another good berry, just kind of like in your vision.
On that
In
note,
your pocket
Crumb, I need.
now.
I'm sorry, Titus. I need you to make me a nature check. Go ahead and make it with advantage, or survival check, whichever one.
Okay.
Make it with advantage.
I smell an intimidation check coming, so I'm just going to give Scion for an extra D.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you tied that nature check was to see how well you tied up the Erd and the kobold, seeing like, oh, this is the way it's going to bend. If we tie it here, here, and here, it's just going to be hogtied and it can't fly away.
Well,
Yada,
hold
yada.
up.
Helmet put
Hold up.
iron
Yeah, I
tackles
put
on him.
manacles on it. It's
Yeah.
it's already like
It's
clasped
manacled
in
and
manacles.
hogtied.
But
Okay.
it still fly if it has manacles.
Yeah, I
Dumb
think
dumb.
that I think
That's-
that Frozen
that-
North said that.
It
Okay,
is
yeah,
tied
you're
up and it cannot fly away. It is tied to
Right.
the ground and manacled against the charred remains of the building it tried to burn.
Helmec walks up while Scion is shoving a good berry in its mouth,
It hisses at
and
your approach.
and Helmec says, "Should we just tear its wings off so it can't fly?"
No, Scion, no, not yet.
I would
Anyway.
probably cause
Maybe
it
later. It may be. We may have to do that.
Hey, real quick, metagaming. So, can I just ask this of everybody? Seeing as good berries are going to constantly be shoved in your face, because I'm not having this anymore. So I'm just going to be constantly shoving them in your face. I'm a good little berry boy. So can we? If anyone isn't using their tracker on their character sheet underneath their short or long rest button, just maybe add a good berry tracker in there to track how many good berries you
Ooh.
have in your pocket.
Oh yeah,
Just
that
kind of
is actually
throw
good.
that out there because I've got a good berry plant that grows on me. I'm gonna be putting good berry spells. Just metagaming. Just throwing that out there. I'll be putting those spells in those rings.
Yeah.
Obviously, basically, I at the end of every long or short rest, I'm gonna be fucking casting good berry, so you can all throw a new berry in your pocket, so to keep you all from fucking
Hey,
dying.
You can also cast good berry into the spell ring.
That's what I just said. I
will-
appreciate you
Sorry,
for doubling down on that with me. But
Sal
yeah, so
will
basically,
request
I'm just saying that this party is going to be munching on berries a lot. So if it might be useful
Is
to
that a
have a
promise?
tracker in your character sheet for it.
Ooh, if anybody can cast spells, we should have a spell exchange. I'll give you a spell. You give me a spell. We'll try them out. See how we like them.
How does that work, Fuzzy? If I can just pick my spell again after a rest.
After a long.
Oh, I'm pretty.
Hold on. Run that by me
Oh,
one
you're
more time.
talking about
Yeah, because I'm like a
Druid
wizard in that
spells.
regard. Yeah, I just pick which ones I want, and when I'm done sleeping. Druid spells, not bard spells. The bard spells are different.
That sounds like it is.
I'm pretty sure you have access to the full druid list, and then you just pick out a certain number.
From my current understanding with the DM, I do.
But I don't think
That
you
is
need to
exactly
pick it like. I don't think you need to pick like, say you have 3 from spells. You don't need to pick good berry 3 times. I think you could just pick it cast it 3 times.
Yeah, correct. All the spells you prepare, you don't prepare to cast this many times per day. You just prepare the spell, and you have this many spell slots to use amongst your prepared spells.
Yes, and
Okay.
basically because I'm also bard, because I permanently pick those spells to use. Those spells are basically always quote unquote prepared.
Correct.
Yes.
And you can also use bard spell slots to cast druid spells and vice versa.
Yeah, so I'm a very interesting caster.
Just gives you a little versatility each day, so you can put.
But yeah, so metagaming, just letting you know, I'm gonna be casting fucking Goodberry to keep you all alive all the time. Just so maybe you want a Goodberry tracker in your character sheet. That's all. That is it. Titus gets off his little soapbox and goes back to looking for valuables.
Are you kidding? I've made myself a spreadsheet right here.
So,
Anyway.
as you guys awaken the kobold or the Erd and start talking to it, it shifts around in its restraints and its manacles and dislocates its wings with a nat 1. So now it is extra fucked. It just hisses at your approach and looks around, horrified
In
at the
dragon
sea
language,
of dead kobolds around him.
In dragon language, Scion just walks up on a thing menacing, eyes glowing red, and in dragon language, actually
Draconic.
Yes, I know Draconic. I'm going to roll first this.
What are the
Remember
good
to add a
berries
D4.
called?
Oh, never mind. Oh, no, add the D4, see what happens.
And what was the question, Crumb?
So what are the good berries in my tree? Like if I'm making good berries, what does my little tree make? Are those
the
berries.
good
God
berry
berries?
in the skull, it's going to be a special berry. But
right.
Scion, roll a d4 and add it to your 27.
I want to see if we beat a 30.
Please be a max.
He's got a 50% chance of breaking a 30.
Yeah.
Oh.
28 is still fucking
you rolled a
incredible.
nat 20 and a nat 1 back to back.
So he's just really intimidating, and then he arches one eyebrow, and it gives him that little extra oomph.
Mm-hmm. And that's when the fangs, that extra +1 is just a glint of the sun against the fang.
Yeah,
This
you can't pop the
kobold,
rock,
this Erd
eyebrow with a 1.
does whatever an Erd does, because they have a cloaca, so just... It shits, pisses itself, and lays an egg if it was possible. Just bloop! Total evacuation.
Now it's totally natural.
Crying. He's crying.
Oh,
yes, we all have cloacas here. Come on now, let's be mature.
In Draconic, I say, what is your name?
Hold on. Also this.
What's that for?
Well,
before you roll stuff, ask me what you're doing.
I am picking him up with one hand by his damn throat.
That would have been included in the intimidation check.
Oh,
that's why you tell me stuff before you just roll.
Now you
So-
look like a
Okay,
weak-
Scion picks him up by his
Mhm.
throat with one arm, just lifts him in the air using
Yep.
his vampiric strength. Wait,
Easy.
also,
I
and
don't
then
know.
in
For a 6, aren't
Draconic,
you just? For a 6, aren't you just cradling him like a baby?
No, this is
he's
part of the
making-
intimidation. He took things into
Yeah,
his
part of
own
the
hands.
intimidation.
You don't get
And
any
in
more hero points
Draconic, he
today.
just
What was that?
he's
Nothing.
he
Go ahead.
smashes him against the burning building, and in Draconic he says, "Where are the people of this town? Tell me, and I may not break your neck."
His eyes roll into the back of his head. He almost goes unconscious,
He
but
drops him. He didn't pick him up that high, so he's not gonna take damage.
Hold on, no,
he's
no,
a 3-foot tall creature.
I'm casting Spare the Dying.
All
My
right.
He's not.
God.
I'm saying he's not dying.
know.
I'm not dropping him that much. I'm dropping him on his knees.
All right. Well,
He only had one hit point.
You lay him back down in his own waist, keeping him just barely alive. He looks around terrified at you, and in Draconic, should all be dead. Just got here last night. Raid. Look for rocks. Look for the magic stone. The Lord requests them.
Scion, hearing that, looks at who? Not Garuk. Who has them?
Titus, I thought.
No,
No, not
no.
Titus.
no,
Lipton.
Lipton.
Lipton,
does,
yeah,
but
Lipton.
Simmons'
Lipton.
character
He
has
looks
it.
at Lipton and
And
says,
so does Titus.
"The kobolds raided here last night for those shiny rocks. For, I guess, some sort of master."
Those trinkets. Large rock already gone.
He was speaking in
That was
common when he
prize.
was talking to Lipton.
Yeah, they understand common. They just don't speak it.
Oh.
Would you said the big rock? Oh, fuck, I don't understand. Like, never mind.
Where did the big rock go? Where did you take it?
Home across the ocean to the first sister.
Are there any more of you in this village?
He looks around at the count. No. All that is left is me.
So you said all the people of this town are dead. Are you sure they're all dead? Or did you take them back to that island? Did you enslave them?
He
Tell
said
me what
raid,
you
dude.
did.
They killed
Yeah, I
him.
know he said they raided, but it doesn't mean they killed them all.
Actually, everyone can go ahead and make me a perception check right now.
Remember, Scion, you have the +4 to that.
Guidance, so D4.
Dirty
Okay.
20.
Nice.
So I got
And you said a +4. I might as well add it.
I got a 22.
Oh, fuck.
Nice. So we
20
got a
also.
couple 20s. Scion got a 19.
I'm 19.
For basically everyone except for Simmons because of your helmet, you hear a soft groan coming from one of the buildings in the distance to this direction.
Oh my god.
Titus immediately takes off in that
Yeah.
general direction.
Which direction is it?
Scion speaks up.
To the
Helmet.
northwest a little
Go
bit.
with him. Guard him.
So much for going back to town.
I follow.
I'm just gonna ask, where the hell's everybody going?
There's maybe
There's
somebody
probably
distressed.
survivors in town.
So we were
Onward!
waiting. Yeah.
And
Cool.
so
Cool.
as I run off, I look at Kate. I just whisper, "Watch them."
Do I always?
Now back to what we were talking.
You're the only one I trust.
Are you sure you killed everyone in this village?
I'm going to go with the rescue party.
All right.
Apparently not.
All right, so DM, what do I find?
You find in a collapsed building with some char, under rubble, a young, a young male humanoid, um, that is seemingly still alive, drawing breath despite being buried by this rubble. And Ghost Rock, can you describe your character for me?
Before just anything, I immediately just kneel down and
Well, I need
Well-
to do something if he's doing actions.
well, I
Can
was just
you
gonna, I was just
actually
gonna,
do what the DM asks and have the man introduce his character,
Sorry.
what you see, and then you can do your things?
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. You notice he's got a patchwork of black cloak work. Like it's been patched multiple times. Looks like it's been tattered in some areas. Am I facing upwards, Fuzzy, or am I face down?
You're on your back. You're near the door. You still have your weapon in your hand. Look like you went down fighting.
You notice he has like gray hair and pale white skin. Am I unconscious at this moment, Fuzzy, or not?
You are unconscious but stable. You basically.
Ooh, I've got a berry for
made
that.
You made your
Oh,
death
that's
saves.
why I wanted to kneel.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. That's cool. Now go ahead and say what you wanted to do. You gave me an introduction. You said you wanted to kneel, and everyone else go on ahead that wanted to say their things.
Oh,
So
I just immediately pull a good berry out. So I've only got one left in my pocket at this point because I've given the rest out. And slide it into his mouth and just kind of like tenderly say, "Eat this. It'll make you feel better, friend."
Do I hear this, Fuzzy?
Yeah, you chomp through your haze. You kind of chomp down, and the sweet taste of citrus and blueberry mixed together floods into you, and you open your eyes with one hit point. And so you notice behind. You notice a a pale-skinned. Well, go ahead and describe your character, Crub.
As you see a purple grayish skinned elf with black hair that kind of also glints with purple and glowing purple irises for eyes. I'm dressed in leather armor of obvious elvish make that's seen some better days. And by the way, would he just I'll save it for later.
Okay. Halmac?
Okay. Next to him stands a tall, bluish gray skinned elf with tentacles coming out of his shoulder. The tentacles are about arm length, and he is wearing he has long white hair, silver, white, whatever. I forget what I said last time, but I think I said white. He's wearing a simple shirt with the neck stretched out along quite a bit to allow for his tentacles to rise up through it, and he's also wearing just simple pants and boots.
Can I like interject? I like the way you said tentacles.
Tentacles.
Oh, it gets me every time.
Okay.
All
Bryn,
right.
would you like to give
also,
us?
I will-
Oh, go ahead, Crumb.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't know there's more.
Oh
Go ahead.
yeah. I wanted to do something real quick.
What?
So he's trapped under debris, right?
Yes. Before you get into actions, I'm asking for a description so he knows what he sees before shit happens.
All right.
Real quick.
I just want to know what race his character was.
He's humanoid looking. He looks like a human.
What about them ears though?
I mean, they're round.
Okay.
Bryn, can you give me a brief description of your character?
All right. You also see a small gnome. She has brown hair, brown eyes, and she is wearing very nice, expensive looking armor with her family crest that has a crown and 2 hammers on it.
Okay. And behind them, you see a familiar face.
Especially because like I'm standing behind them, so like my hunched frame is like them, but I stretch my neck out and you just see the tortoise head like kind of like hovering above their shoulders now.
You see a gentle old turtle man who shared some kind words and a warm meal as you were escaping Lysandria years ago.
Fuzzy, quick question. May I use
Yep.
a bonus action?
No, because I've been telling everyone else that they can't do anything. So I'm going to say you can't get either. I'm going to say that because you were caught up in a fight for basically to try and fight your way out of this town as it burned from a kobold raid, you basically expended your abilities.
Okay, just double checking.
Yep, no, I got
you.
I
Also
gotcha.
need a rest.
Mm-hmm. And then we also have, and you see Salvatore, and Salvatore, you see a young man that like I said, you met in passing, collecting tales as you do. A young man who was afraid of because he was different from the people around him, and they don't like that in Lysandria. So he escaped.
Nako, is that you?
He's gonna Nock is gonna look around, and he's not gonna speak, seeing the other people near him.
Sal, you know this one?
Oh, yes, we encountered each other some time ago. Good boy, good boy. Then he comes on over and he helps you out.
My good man, you might recognize me. I'm Titus. Might have heard of me? Yes, I know. I'm amazing.
You can make
Nock's gonna ignore him as if he hadn't
check,
heard anything.
Wait, is Nock is buried under debris?
Under
is it
rubble,
like
that is
large
correct.
debris, or is it just stuff he could stand up in?
Not enough for him to stand up in yet. You guys need to get him out.
Oh, I thought
all
we
right.
did that.
All right.
Yeah, you guys are doing that. So.
As soon as Nock sees Helmick and Titus coming closer to him, he's gonna be moving, trying to break free of his own self.
Right.
You can see struggling, especially as if in fear.
Calm down. They seem like a right sort to me so far. We've been traveling together.
Nock's gonna shoot Salvatore a dirty look, as if he's forgetting something.
I'm an old man. I'm an old man. You might need to refresh my memory.
Bryn, Helmack, and Titus, you can all make perception checks.
Okay.
Here, take my cloak, sir. Take my cloak, and I pull out a blanket out of my backpack and kind of cover his shoulders.
Okay.
It's like, there you are. Keep yourself nice and warm and covered.
Nock continues his dirty look at Salvatore.
Listen, we need to get you out of here. You can take off if you want. But let's get you out.
As he stands up, you see with your all perception checks, I don't know why you rolled twice there, Titus.
I guess it was a delay.
Yeah. All right, no worries. We're going to take the first one. So you don't see it because you're staring at the man's eyes. But Helmack and Bryn, you see as he stands up, you can see Salvatore pull this blanket out from around from his backpack. And as he drapes it around the shoulders of Nock, this gentleman who's just been helped up, the shadow that the cloak was casting disappears. And you notice that this man also casts no shadow. As if the light passes entirely through him.
Huh.
The intention with the blanket was to, like, cause the blanket to cast a shadow. Kind of, like, cover him.
Unfortunately, that honestly backfired in this particular case.
Oh, that didn't work out quite like I was hoping. Very sorry, Nako Sako. Forged.
Nock is gonna continue to give Salvatore a dirty look, hand back the cloak, and then back away very quickly, as if like a cornered animal, like he's terrified, obviously. And at this point, he's got his short sword drawn, so obviously he's not looking at Helmec, Titus, or Bryn with any trusting eyes at all.
You can make me an insight check, actually.
Okay. Here is.
Okay, cool. Bryn's a gnome. Titus is an elf, and Helmac is not a normal human. So,
He's not a normal elf.
yeah, not a normal elf, not a normal, well, just not a straight up human. So you know
Oh, he
that
does have pointy ears.
these people would have would face the same problems in Lysandria as you did because they are other. Um, so you know that they are not from your home, and you remember that you're an Eldom. You were hired just as a merc to help a caravan get here. When the caravan was attacked, you got to here to request aid, and then the kobolds hit. You've received decent aid from people in this area. They're not going to hunt you with the same prejudice as the Lysandrians did. So you see, they have no weapons drawn. They're all trying to be helpful, and the order that they give off is one of, it's okay, calm down, relax, and it puts you a little bit at ease. Now, obviously, you're
Back
still
up.
worried because you're concerned and you don't, strangers are usually bad news for you. They don't treat you well. But these people have not made no moves to attack you or be anything other than kind.
So that caravan.
Um,
Oh,
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
well, you guys don't know about that stuff yet. That's just my background.
Yeah. Back up.
So
Back up. Let him go. Obviously, he's frightened. We mean you no harm.
And you
Don't
see
go
the
after
same
him.
look in his eyes as you do a scared animal.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, being a druid, I've spent some time. Just stay away. You can go if you want. We mean you no harm.
Nock's
Helmec
gonna
just
look. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
nah.
Well,
Well,
Mary
Helmec
also
just
wanted
looks
something
at
too.
Bryn and shrugs, not really moving, not making any sort of movements, but not backing up as Titus suggested.
And Bryn, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Oh, well, I was just wondering if that caravan you mentioned was the same caravan that I was a part of.
It was not. He was just helping move general goods, not armor.
Gotcha.
Sorry about my lapse of memory, Doc. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Can I get you some food, something to help keep you comfortable?
Sal, you
Nock
said you know this man? He has a sword drawn on us.
No, he's
Nock
not
lowers
happy.
his sword guard just a little as he hears Salvatore talk to him a little bit.
Yeah,
But he's still keeping a close eye on Titus, Helmick, and Bryn.
he's not happy. He doesn't know. He's had some issues with people. And quite frankly, we've all been a little stab happy recently.
So I will
Nature
also
of the game, I understand. The game is what I call adventure.
I will also tell you this. If you can, I don't know. Can he because obviously he's different. Can he detect magic or sense magical beings essentially?
Why do you ask?
Essentially I don't know. I'm just wondering if he can essentially see that it'd be more or less to feed in the whole that we are unique. There aren't things that are like us.
Yeah, you can make me a history check with advantage, Nock.
Okay.
I mean, you're looking for DC 10.
Okay.
Yeah. With a 22, elves in Lysandria are constantly at war. So, and doesn't look like an elf that you're familiar with either, because, I mean, you're familiar with high elves and some wood elves and occasionally some drow rebels that the Lysandrians hire as basically fodder to invade. But this man does not look like any of them that you're
Also,
familiar
random
with.
question: would he know Titus the Bard? I mean, through passing, through stories, through tales,
And with a
through
22, since you have come here, you did hear. Excuse me, you have heard about a traveling minstrel, a purple elf named Titus, who sings woefully sad songs and lovely cheers depending on the mood.
Nock's finally gonna, after coughing a little more, he's going to speak in undercommon addressing Titus, whether he understands or not. He's gonna say, "Are you that traveling minstrel?" in undercommon, thinking that he's like a drow.
Undercommon. I don't. Let me. I don't.
Oh,
Let me see if I
GM,
know
this
that.
actually raises a question I have. You
Mm-hmm.
mentioned something it's
One
for every
more time?
plus
No.
for every plus with intelligence. You said that you could have extra language.
For every
Cool.
+1 you have to your intelligence modifier above 10. For every 2 points of intelligence, so every +1 modifier you have,
I don't know
pick one
undercommon.
extra language, tool proficiency, or weapon proficiency.
Okay. All right. If it's okay, I would kind of just add some in then.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna actually, seeing as we do the history,
I've never even heard undercommon. That's new.
So those are all mine. So not recognizing the speech and kind of inquisitively looking at him, I just in also their languages, just with a question ask like Draconic, Sylvian, Elvish, like to try to like peg if there's a language that he knows that I know. Oh, Massimo, you understood him, but I was.
Yeah, I'll just say into undercommon. I don't believe he's a dark elf. Dark elf, knock.
Now, this elf's eyes glow brightly and have pupils that glow with a purple light, unlike the malicious darkness of the dark elves that you're familiar
I
with.
also have wolf tattoo on my hand, and its eyes glow with. We're in summer, so orange.
And
So
you know that if there was ever a dark elf with a tattoo that wasn't dedicated to who it should be dedicated to, it's not a wolf, they would have just been beaten to death in the publics. You don't know that, but drow are spout spiders, and that's it.
well, you can see a wolf's head on my right hand.
Nock is going to now slowly sheathe his sword, but still keep his hand ready to draw quickly if needed, before turning to Misamo and speaking in undercommon once more. He's a funny-looking drow. Who are these people?
Kind of bumped into them on the road. They've been attacked by some angry-looking lizard men, kobolds, I believe. And yeah, they're a little goofy-looking, but I'm a goofy-looking tortoise. What you gonna do?
That right, old man.
Oh, and you should see there are others. Just giving you a heads up. They're all
Others?
pretty
He draws his
goofy.
short blade as he
But
hears that again.
And
What was
with
that?
that,
Don't worry, I won't let them bother you.
And let's
Okay,
cut
and
away
with-
from you guys for a hot minute, because it is about time we get to the other group. Yes, Scion, go on.
no, I was
I
gonna
agree.
say, and with that, and with him saying there are others, all you hear is Scion with a loud yell. Did you find anyone?
I'm taking my guidance back, you loud jerk.
Hurry up! We need to freaking decide what we're gonna do with this herd. Well, I don't know if you guys hear this, but the people around him probably hear. Well, I already know what I'm going to do with him, and with that, his eyes glow red.
Calm down. We may need him for later.
Do you want to say anything else, or
I
intimidate?
want to
or
still
ask
question
about?
the herd, but
go ahead.
the
What do you wanna
party
ask?
needs to do it together because I already asked the questions I want to know, but the party might have other questions, so I'd rather than be here for it. I wait for that.
Okay. Cade, unless you have anything you want to do with the herd or with Scion, we'll cut back to the other group.
Nah, I think that Nat 20 intimidation got everything we needed out of him.
With the Nat 20, I'll also say that the location of the actual fall was like a mile to the west from where you're at. So a little not quite in the mountain range, but right up against it. It'd be an hour or two walk from where you guys are at.
Can we take a long rest first?
That's possible. I mean, you've heard no noise. You've been here for a couple of hours since the initial attack. No one is, except for Nock, has really made any of their presence known. No kobolds have attacked.
Scion takes off his helmet and drops it to the ground.
Are you donning off your armor?
No, just his helmet. There's only one reason for him to ever take off his helmet.
Wash his hair?
You'll find out. Well, that, 2 reasons.
Head and shoulders commercial. His hair flows out.
Oh, his hair is freaking long as all hell.
That's why I said it.
He has it normally tied up.
Maybe it's the blood of the innocent. Maybe it's Maybelline.
It's Maybelline.
I don't think I want to hear Scion and Herbal Essences.
Is the other party gonna freaking join us, or what's going on?
Well, I mean, that's if you were going to do anything over there while we were doing this. If not, I mean,
I'm waiting for you guys.
All right. So I'll look to Sal and go, we should probably join the others and at least warn them of a possible guest parking around. And then with a raised voice, I'm just going to, before Sal can answer, we mean you no harm. You can come and go as you please.
I'm just going to translate it. Assuming I know whether or not Nock... assuming I would know whether Nock could speak common or not, I would translate it.
You get to attempt different languages with him. Just go and say a bunch of shit if you react.
You definitely do speak common.
Oh yeah, I do, but I'm just choosing to speak undercommon. I'm paranoid, remember?
Yeah. I'll tell the others. I'll tell the others, why don't you go on ahead? I'll hang back with your new friend here, and try and get him to be a little bit more comfortable.
Could you, could you have Massimo roll something to ease his nerves?
I will get to it. That is my job.
I'm pretty sure the rest of the party wants to. Well, my character, I had some interactions with his character. Well, wanted some interactions with his character, but if we're going to leave that for later, we'll leave that for later. Okay, well, since most of the party is here, does anybody have any more questions for the herd?
Negative, I'm showing.
What are we going to do with him? I mean, it's another head that we could add to the pile. And Draconic,
And with that, Scion, since nobody has anything with him, Scion's going to non-lethal knock him out again for a specific reason.
Okay, unless
he's going
to say something.
Oh,
all right,
wait, you were going to do that? Never mind then. I'll hold that action.
No, I mean, it's fine if you just want to knock him out.
I'm actually going to kill him, so
that's fine.
If you want to ask questions, ask
you can murder Hobo. Well, so
Okay.
I'll let you do whatever you're going to do.
Tim, by the way. His name is Tim.
His name's Tim.
What, did he have a fucking name tag on? Did he scream his name and he got punched in the face?
Well, you asked, so Tim. And
Tim.
then punch.
Punch.
Or whatever
and
happens.
Then punch. Non-lethal punch.
Well, we can't kill him because now we know his name. See, that's how it works. Now we have a kobold named Tim that we have to be responsible for.
I think it's everybody. I think Scion doesn't really care if everybody knows what he is by now, and it's time for him to tell the party since he's been with them for a while. So he picks him up, and legitimately his fangs grow in front of everybody, all wide in the open, and he rips his throat out.
I mean, to be fair, Scion has known all these people, well, most of them, for about a day and a half.
Yeah, Scion does. He's at the point where, one, he's hungry, and two, he just doesn't give a fuck. And also, Helmech has, not Helmech, he saved Helmech's life, but also Titus has saved his life, so he's more trusting of Titus.
So Titus, by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off, Mary. You can go ahead.
I mean, surviving a massive fire while fighting a bunch of kobolds can really bring a team together.
Yep.
Off in the distance, Sal is going, and this one is pretending not to be a vampire. I wouldn't bring it up. Didn't think it makes him nervous.
I don't know that.
Well, he did. Everyone saw you try to bite the kobold last fight. It just looked like you gave him a kiss because you rolled a nat 1.
He hit him. He hit it. This
So I
time
want
he's
you to
not.
know that I
He's
had my
hungry.
suspicions.
I,
And I just
I,
let you know I'm completely fine with it, especially because you're not a human.
No, dude. I'm pro-choice.
Okay.
I've dealt with undead quite a bit, so I don't know if that like kind of like
After draining, we'll get to the rest of that. But
This is
after
truly
draining
Styrian.
the cold, the Erd, he throws him just dry, like he drains him dry. So does that? What was the buff again? I got from that.
Well rested on your, or well fed on a skill check once per day, you'd get an advantage.
Okay.
The only thing Bryn has to say about this is, damn, do you have to be such a messy eater?
Yes, he drains the mother, like he rips out his throat and then like splashing blood everywhere, and then drains him dry, and then drops him, wipes his lips, and then looks at everyone like
What?
You know what? Roll me a performance check real quick.
he looks at everyone like what?
Oh, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what. Once you're done with your performance check,
Well,
I have
well,
something
while
planned.
that's happening, regardless of what he rolls, Helmac just goes over and collects his manacles.
Cool.
So you
So
rip the
just
throat. Oh, go ahead, Crumb.
I was gonna kind of address the situation of him being a vampire.
Hold on, let's see.
Real
'Cause I
quick,
hate
so
having
you
to
rip
roll.
out his throat, and instead of just plunging your fangs into the wound, you raise the coal of the Erd over your head and wring him out like an actual rag as blood just pours into your mouth and
Yes.
down your throat. Because
Okay, I will.
well, he would have been dead if you would have just ripped his throat, and there's no more blood pressure, so you got to squeeze it out of him.
Okay.
You've done this before.
accurate.
Yeah, he's done this before. After doing that, he
Tastes of
just
sulfur.
tosses the body to the ground and then spits a little bit. Now, he doesn't spit the blood out, but he spits on the ground and just says, "Tastes like shit," as he wipes his mouth and then looks at the party with a what stare.
He's
So
a bit of
to
an
answer
edge
the
lord,
what
but he's not
there,
that bad.
Titus just to address the situation. So like I said, I'm fine with it, but I just want a couple questions, maybe a couple ground rules. One, what's to stop you from eating any of us?
Helmac speaks up and says, "Well, he doesn't like how I taste."
Bryn puts a hand over her mouth, runs over, and just literally vomits.
Scion goes, "I like you. For now."
And second, like I said, I have absolutely no quarrels traveling with the vampire. I've traveled with many in my time. I will say, however, and don't mess with me, don't mess with my kin, as I point over to Cade. And don't mess with any of these good people. If you need to feed, I understand. And in fact, I might even try to help you. What I'm trying to say is I'm your friend.
Looking into Titus's eyes and staring for a moment, Scion speaks up. "I'm only half vampire. Damn fear. My mother's a vampire, father's a human. You don't have to worry about me getting hungry that often. Maybe like once a week, 2 weeks, couple of days maybe. So you don't have to worry about yourself or your kid. Besides, we've been traveling together and I try, well, normally, preferably, I would rather not harm my party members or get them on my bad side. I don't need pitchforks and torches running around."
Well,
Flashbacks happen.
I don't know how
Flashbacks
people
happen.
would. I don't know how people would react to us having a vampire in our party. So maybe you should stay back in certain town visits.
No one knows I'm a vampire. Also, I'm a noble first, so I can actually go where I want. And as long as you all keep your mouths shut.
You do know that it's hard to do that for me.
With that, also,
you don't know that about me. You don't know that about me.
Titus, you didn't say that out loud?
No.
Okay,
Also, I was going to say, Titus, when you say keeps your mouth shut, I just give you like a curt little bow and just kind of strum my lute. Of course.
There once was a
Titus
man who
and
had great
Scion,
big white teeth, and he liked to drink dead kobolds.
There once was a man with big
Scion
fangs.
just
And
stares
Science
at
a
him like
vampire. And thank you.
your mouth shut.
You
But
hear?
like
Go ahead.
I don't bother you. You don't bother me. We keep it quiet. Everyone lives happily ever after.
Okay. Until
Well,
it doesn't.
Scion, let me just kind of address the party, as it were, as I just kind of like look around. I mean, we're all kind of stuck together by fortune, as it were. But what is the game plan? I mean, what do we want to do from here? We've got these heads we could sell. We have treasure. I mean,
Oh, with that, Scion, remembering when he said head, he rips the head off the. He finished ripping the rest of the head off of the Erd, and he just pulls it apart
Cool.
and
lovely.
then hands it to Helmac. Here.
Bryn walks back from her little corner, kind of wipes at her mouth a bit.
And she sees him as he does that. Rips it. I'm sorry, continue.
She takes a really deep breath, just okay.
Can I roll a perception check to smell the throw up on her?
What?
Smell the what?
Why?
Why?
Throw up?
The vomit.
Just wait.
Sure. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Smells like corn.
In Dwarven, I would like to ask the lady, "Are you okay?" Yes, I can speak Dwarven. That's my other language I chose.
Oh, okay. Bryn, you take incredible offense at this. Dwarven women have incredibly thick beards.
What?
She's a gnome, dude.
She is a gnome.
Oh my goodness.
And you just spoke to her in Dwarven, so now she thinks that you're just being incredibly racist.
I hear
and calling her
problematic behavior over there.
Excuse me?
Sal, we might need your expertise over here.
At that point,
Would she even understand it?
Who said that to me?
Kay did in Dwarven.
Kay, the fucking rogue elf.
Wait,
I don't know if you speak Dwarvish or not, but you've had some Dwarven slurs slung at you before, and you know a couple of them, like, shame on your fathers and shit like that, and this sounds kind of familiar to that.
Hey, Fuzzy.
Oh.
So can I roll to, like, at least know it's that language that he's speaking?
I actually do speak Dwarven.
Oh.
Okay.
But
you heard what he said?
What did he say again?
Yes. Are you okay?
Well, Tutubug, just to clarify in case you're confused, it's because he said it in Dwarven, it gives off the implication that he thinks you're a Dwarven woman.
You know, because the
which have incredibly thick beards.
You know, because the
implication. No. Never. It's the implication.
You can't insinuate that. No.
I say Dwarven, I'm okay, and then I immediately switch to Gnomish and say, but I'm a gnome, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
I wouldn't understand.
No, but you see the fierce in her eyes, and you have a flashback to the first time you met her, literally lobotomizing a pair of kobolds with a war pick.
Hey.
Hold on. I say in Dwarven, I apologize for offending you. Excuse me. Sometimes I get ahead of myself.
He says, it's okay. Just don't let it happen again.
Of course.
With that, Scion says, I think we should find a house to bunk up in here tonight. I don't think we should go in the wilderness, and I don't think the kobolds will be back. Who comes back to a town they already raided?
Unless reinforcements.
Bryn said, also, as much as I'm dreading it, I should probably go back to my family and tell them about the caravan attack.
So, how far are we away from, would you say, the
You're about a
impact site?
week's travel from Eldham by cart. So it'd be probably 12 days on foot.
No, we
Would
need
I
to
know
go
of
to
any
the...
civilization? Sorry to interrupt you, but I don't know of any civilization across the water where that quote unquote fucking shiny rock went.
You know that
Or-
that is the kobold was referring to the first sister. He said, the closest of the seven sisters to Northwich.
Or I should at least find a place that has that I'm able to send a message to them.
You'll be able to do that. Not today, but that's definitely something you can handle.
Did she say that
once
out
you get
loud?
back to
Like
town.
that's like something she
Yeah.
has to do?
Out loud.
I can do that.
Well,
Sure.
I would say we need to sell these heads, and well, in my personal opinion, although I don't like sharing my gold, I will say you did help create a couple of these. So you're entitled to come and join us back to town to collect our just rewards, and you can send your message. We can go from there. And plus, I will say, it is safer to travel on the road with company. I should know I am a bard.
Nock and Salvatore, at this point I'm going to come back to you guys for a little bit. You heard kind of this rabble from around the corner as Salvatore kind of narrated. Oh yeah, so yeah, he's trying to pretend he's not a vampire, but we all know. And then like she's an aggressive gnome lady. She's pretty cool. I mean, Hellmax got tentacles, so he's all right. I mean, you've got a half orc. You've got a half orc with a dragon pet. Which the dragon's technically dead, but it turned into essence and got reabsorbed by Garuk, and he can summon again tomorrow.
He has tentacles, which I know look delicious, but I would not ask to eat them. Just gotta get to know them first.
Nock just nods, kind of just taking in the information.
Yep, you see just a ragtag group of people that probably would never have grouped together if circumstance hadn't brought them to the same town at the same time.
Oh, also, when I come back and I see Scion, like, just bloody mess, I'm like, oh, what did you do? I'm like, spit. Let me clean that off you.
Wait, what? Wait,
Spit in this rag right now, young man. I'm going to clean that dirty face of yours.
Scion just thinking about his father, not even like his brain just stopped working for a second there. He having like
PTSD flashbacks.
Yeah, I couldn't freaking remember the word. PTSD flashbacks from his own father. Just like legitimately spits in the rag and just.
I clean the blood off your face with a little prestidigitation. Like it's like there, much better. Can't have you looking like a mess.
Yep. During your PTSD flashback, you remember that if you didn't spit in a rag and then have your face cleaned up, the dragon would lick your face clean, which was much more terrifying because its tongue was much like a cat with those little licky barbs.
Yeah, and it really freaking hurt.
It would just like pull you up by the skin of your cheek while you were getting cleaned.
Yes, very scary, but we can't have you looking a mess.
Helmac walks up behind Scion and pats him on the back, saying, "There you go, young man," mimicking Salvatore.
Yes, gotta look lordly, don't we?
And Scion's just having full-fledged flashback right now, just like he just zoned out. He comes back for a second there, just like,
what just happened?
He just looks around like, there's no dragon here, right?
We're all joking. He's like fucking Vietnam flashback. Oh my god.
I saw like the Vietnam dog veteran meme in my head.
So I guess I shall just pose the question to everyone. Do we stay the night here, or should we try to move on? It seems like this place is pretty well here. All
I
right.
say we stay the night here in the
Nock's
farthest
gonna cough
corner.
real loudly, trying to get your attention.
Oh, yeah. What's
Looking
going on?
up, Okay.
Everybody, we found him almost crushed earlier.
Fuzzy. Looking up, Scion sees him. Does
He did draw a
Scion, with
sword on
his
us, but he seems
like
to mean no harm.
Scion being half vampire, would he notice anything strange about Noak?
Let's see here. So
Or
Rook's
being
not
half
here.
paladin? I mean, or being paladin?
Scion,
Undead?
you can make me Scion and Cade can both make me perception checks now. DC 15.
Don't you break my heart.
Mhm.
Nice rolls, boys.
You both see that he casts no shadows, as the sun seems to pass through him. Helmac, with your particular origin and your connections, you know that this happens in only a very few circumstances. You've seen it once or twice in Leverbost. Either people that have dealt with fiends, undeath, or have been touched by darkness in one way or another exhibit this particular sign. So either he's
Scion,
suffused with shadow stuff, much like yourself, or he's been touched by some sort of evil entity. But based on the fact that he is a
Scion
person
being
and
extra
here,
suspicious after seeing he has no shadow is going to activate his divine sense.
he registers as neither fiendish, undead, nor celestial. He registers as a human.
Okay.
Seeing like the crew like kind of eyeing him, just gonna be like, "This is my friend Nock. We've met us some time ago."
I think everybody would notice though, like everybody sees Scion's eyes red, but for a second, everybody just notices Scion's eyes go from his normal natural red to gold. And then back to red for
Gold.
like it goes to gold for a second and he looks at Noak and then it goes back to red.
Sir, Nook, where did you come from?
You see, what language did you say that in?
Common.
Okay. It's
Out of
Cade,
character.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Nock's gonna look at you, but then look back at Salvatore,
Fuck.
and then speak to Salvatore in Undercommon. If you guys need shelter, if you find some carpenter's tools, I could rig up something.
Sir,
I think we can make
kindly
that. And
excuse me.
I'm going to respond in Undercommon, and I'm also going to be like, also, would you like me to act as quote unquote interpreter until you feel comfortable enough to speak with them on your own?
Sure.
Sir,
And I'm going to interpret what he said. Say he thinks that he can help us with some lodgings if we find him some tools.
I mean, we
Although
do have an entire town to choose from.
Most of the
Yes,
town is
we-
pretty much burned and razed. It's mostly in
Wow.
timbers and tatters, but if you find if you find either his or associated carpentry tools, hammer, saw, something like that, with a little bit of help and the remaining daylight, he can rig up shelter large enough to protect you from the elements for the night.
So
It
not to
won't be
put too
pretty,
fine of
it
a
won't be great, but it will keep you dry and keep you four walls around you.
whatever
Is
we
it
do
another-
decide to do next, we have quite a bit of equipment and loot that we've gathered. I think it would also behoove us to perhaps get some sort of wagon to help cart it around.
Did
Some-
you say that Undercommon or common? Because
That would be common, and then I would turn to Nock and say, perhaps you could also help us make something to move the
Knock,
things
you
we
speak
found.
common. You just
I do, but I'm choosing
Yeah.
not to.
I
Yeah,
know.
and
So
I'm-
you understand it. He doesn't have to translate it into Undercommon for you if you
Okay.
don't want to.
I'm
Or unless you're
acting
trying
the
to keep
part
up
for.
some sort of an illusion.
Yeah, I'm keeping up the charade for Nock's sake because he
Okay,
requested it.
cool. Both of you get 10 hero points for being smarter than I was in the moment.
Okay.
Who?
Asterion and Ghost Rock.
So,
What role is it to look for
And
the
I think
tools?
you said the same thing, Crumb, so you get 10 points too.
Cool.
So
Thank you.
I already like my questioning. I'm still not trusting of Noct. So can I roll insight against the
Yeah, absolutely. Go on ahead.
if he
Could I roll
understands me?
deception against that?
Oh, okay.
Sure, go ahead. Roll deception.
Can I also throw some insight in there?
He already fails.
I know. Roll a deception anyway, because you can also roll in that one.
What's funny?
God.
Hey, wait. 10 hero points to the DM for calling that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I agree. That was pretty nuts.
What's funny is
Thank you.
Scion knows that he's human and
You
nothing else.
both have the same
But
insight and
he
deception.
has-
It's fantastic. So you two were just steady staring at each other. Nope, not rollies. It's just you two both stare at each other for a second. Nox like, that's a fucking elf. And Kate like, that's fucking human. I don't know how I feel about this. Uh-huh.
I got nothing.
Looks a little shady over there, if you ask me. And Nock, you're like, I'm just trying to look as sweet and innocent as I can, and you have this menacing kind of scowl on your face. You're just trying to present yourself as presentable and kind. Please don't beat me up. I'm a nice guy. I really don't want these strangers to kill me. And then your heart beats real quick, and it startles you, and you just have oh god damn it! You both fail epically. You both glean virtually nothing. Actually, no. You both glean that there might be some sexual tension there from the other person that you both don't want to reciprocate.
I ship it.
Oh, Sal's
10
looking
points.
Sal's looking back and forth between these two locking eyes. It's like, I can't. In Undercommon, he says, I can introduce you if you like.
Wait, 10 points for what?
I'm not interested
for shipping it
at all. Is what he's gonna reply in Undercommon.
Okay, all right.
Kate, I will remind you that humans were responsible for the death of our entire house, and he did draw a sword on us. But who could blame him considering the circumstance?
Sometimes I consider that. But I just can't get anything from him.
Now,
why are you looking at him like that? You don't want to. No.
I don't know. Just something about him.
Yeah.
Gets me going.
What is the role for the
Simmons
police?
left.
Simmons couldn't handle it.
Well,
Lipton
Bradley,
just
what's the
fucking
role?
noped out.
The sexual tension is great.
But we've had a very busy day. Perhaps we should try and clean up one of these houses, fix it up for some safety, and get some rest before we, perhaps even gather up the things we might need for a wagon to supplies forever.
You guys can, slipped and straight up dipped. He might not be able to. Oh, he sent me a message. Maybe that would make sense. It would be an investigation check. And he said he's going to go. Simmons is on his way to pick up Lynn. So everyone can make me investigation checks.
I'm gonna do it with guidance because why would I ever not?
Ooh, nat 20 from Scion.
Yeah, 15.
Because he is a tool.
Jesus Christ.
Is almost a
18 for me.
Okay. Anyone who rolled a 14 or above, you're able to find a couple sets of carpenter's tools, various tools for a couple of different things. There's a jeweler's kit in there for some reason you find. You also find enough lumber and wood and materials like nails and shit to rig up a makeshift awning or makeshift
Can I use
building.
Druidcraft
like a lean-to?
Can I use Druidcraft to use vines and shit to help keep it
with
sturdy?
The Druidcraft, absolutely. It turns into not even a lean-to, but a decent looking little building. You can basically rebuild the roof on one of these buildings down here. Let's say number 2. Hold on. Building number 2 down here. Yeah, right there.
The one that's
that
It's one way you can get rid of that fire.
One of the Urds were
Yeah, I can get rid of the
standing
fire
on.
now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
that's a
Scion find
watchtower.
any
You can.
space?
God damn it! Let me finish.
No, sir, that's all.
You can rebuild building number 2 enough, that watchtower, the first floor, to house you all for the evening. And with that nat 20, you also find. First of all, I like Blue Pulse's idea of Scion finds the tools in a pre-built mansion with a butler. If I could award the audience hero points, I would. But with that nat 20, you find the remnant of a wagon that would be relatively easy to repair, stuffed away on the opposite side, like down here. So you can fix that up in a couple minutes, replace a wheel, or fix a couple spokes, and you'll be able to load. It's just like over here.
Bottom
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag myself over there.
Yep.
Helmac, Scion's gonna yell for Helmac as he's over there.
Seeing all this excitement, Nock's gonna walk over there. I'm assuming I'm gonna see what you said, the info, right?
Once you follow the Skeletor, since you need to be at the butt all the time. Sorry.
Seeing the carpentry tools, why is my character sheet not? I may have to leave the game and come back for just a quick character sheet. Could I make those carpentry texts and all that stuff? See how good it turns out.
I think
how
you
bad.
just said we just did it.
Well, no, we found the tools. Is what I remember.
The reason that this was all brought up was because Nock offered some of his carpentry services to assist you guys and to like fix up a little building and fix up the wagon as kind of like a peace offering.
Okay. So is he gonna roll how good it is?
Yeah, like I said, my character sheet was not letting me open. I had to leave the gaming. Okay, Fuzzy, what kind of checks you want from me, buddy?
Do you have your tools programmed in there with your intelligence?
Yep, I have my tools programmed, ready to rock and roll.
Okay. Go ahead and make me. I would say disadvantage because it's all fucked up, but it's going to be a low DC, and since you have so much help, it's just going to be a straight roll. So just give me one decent carpentry check.
Can I give him guidance on it?
Absolutely.
You get a D4.
And don't forget to change your name again, Nock. To the other Nock. There you go. Okay. Yeah, 13 to do it. It was just a DC 10. I mean, the building is relative. This building that you were working on is relatively stable because you needed it to be. The cart is over here at the west because the kobolds used that to drag the meteor out of the impact site. Congratulations, there's a free bit of information I'll give you as you explore the area.
Is this where the star fell? Is this where the
star fell about a mile in this direction where I'm clicking?
Yeah, that's where we're going to go. Well,
yeah, because technically the bottom of this map is actually north. It's just kind of inverted.
Okay.
So west would be over here.
Quick question. Could I make another carpentry check to fix that cart? Because I offered to fix that too.
Oh, I was just going to include that in the 12, but you can make a different check if you want to make it a spit here.
Could I also do perception? Because I have I'm not expertise, proficient in carpentry, so I could see, try and guess any insight as to what was carried in that cart before. So.
Yeah, sure. I will give you an investigation check with advantage.
Okay, so carpentry and then investigation, right? Because I want to repair this and then investigate.
I'm just going to have you make an investigation check with advantage because of your proficiency in carpentry tools.
Okay.
Based on just what you look around, it looked like whatever was put in this cart was really heavy. The struts were kind of fucked up. So you fix those pretty easily. Just give them support, straighten it out. There's some debris in here, some dust from rocks or minerals, and there's some tracks leading to the west from the carriage.
How many wheels does it have?
It's got 4.
Is it
proper cart?
No, I'm assuming is Salvatore with me?
Yep.
And
he's sticking near you because he thinks you might get
Nock is going to speaking undercommon to Salvatore, I fixed the cart. Whatever was in this thing, I think it's of some mineral or something real heavy. You might want to take a look yourself.
Okay. Is there?
Actually, based on just you kind of working with the mercenaries to get you here as a backstory that I just made up, you were actually here in this town when you saw Saloon's tear fall from the sky, and the next morning or the next evening at night, the kobolds attacked.
I also remember that there was this star or something falling, and then next thing I knew, the kobolds or whatever those things are were attacking. Didn't know if you knew, Salvatore.
We watched the star. We watched the tear fall as well. We had just finished with some kobolds ourselves that night. So, do you think that these people had gone looking for it, and that might have something to do with what's in this wagon, what came from this wagon? Can I do like an Arcana check or something?
I was gonna ask about that too. If I could inspect the dust that's left over on the cart.
Do a fat fucking line.
That's Salvatore. I can give you a check. The investigation check was, if you would have rolled higher, would have given you more information on the dust. So I'm not going to give you anything more knock. But
Okay.
not Helmac, but Salvatore, you can make one as well.
Yeah, let me do the Arcana check, and I'm stealing my guidance.
Dust.
I put my finger in it and like rub it against my gums and go, well, it's not cocaine.
No, but your lips do go now. Nope,
No,
you get out of it. It's rock.
Yeah.
It's
Now
rock dust.
I was muted
It's
the whole time
sand.
when I was talking.
Now-
I was
now-
asking
Like
if I
sand.
could use your guidance, Mamusa, before you took it back.
Well, what was that now? Sorry, I missed that.
Because you put guidance on me, I was asking you if I could use it before you took it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Even-
I'll give it back.
Yeah, that 8 plus the 3 you rolled. It should have been a D4, but even if you would have rolled max, it wouldn't have rolled higher than a 13.
Okay.
So
So
you also don't
what
get
is
anything.
What about me? Since I'm
Hold on, if I'm getting the guidance, wouldn't that add it up though?
That you rolled a D6, and when it should have been a 4, and you rolled 3. 3 plus 8 is less than 13. And 13.
Yeah, that's why I'm
It's
saying the
just
guidance on top
dust.
of that. The guidance on top of that.
The D6
which is-
should have been. The D6 should have been a D4 for the guidance.
It would have.
Yes, Steve. Guidance is
No, this is for full fed. The fed. This isn't for the guidance.
Oh,
This
that
is
gives
for
you
fed.
advantage on the check, not a bonus D6.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, can I roll
roll
it again?
Yeah, and we're just going to keep the 3 from guidance anyway.
All right.
No.
You rub it on your gums, and you almost cut your teeth. You almost cut your lips. Like, nope. Your face is numb for a minute.
I see you. I see you rubbing it on your gums as well. It's like pretty good, right?
I mean, it's not bad. A little salty.
Weird. And with that, fucking Titus just packs a bowl from his little pipe.
I would like
And start
to
strumming on
reach
his
over
loops.
and grab as for Titus to pass to me.
Oh, look at how much times have changed, Cade. You never did like the herb when I was with Sylvie here, and I'd pass him over my pipe.
Wait, were we rolling for what was in the wagon, or were we rolling for something else?
You were investigating what was in the wagon.
I'm a
At
double
this,
load in that wagon.
you guys could go ahead and, for all intents and purposes, move all of the corpses or the heads, really, not the corpses, into the wagon, along with the rest of your gear, so you don't have to carry it. And get rid of all
DM.
these bodies. Yes, sir.
When you're done, I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
with seeing as we haven't been doing other than basic checks and chatting, can we consider this a short rest?
Well, after this, you guys are, as long as there are no objections, I figured you guys are going to have a short rest here tonight.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, short? I thought we were having a long rest. Yeah.
I mean, sorry, a long rest here tonight. That's what I meant.
Well, let's say this counts as a short rest. I can put some spells on rings.
Yeah. You can. You can probably pull off the equivalency of 2 short rests for the purposes of recovering spells for this.
I look at Cade and I just basically say, "Looks like we're spending the night here, brother. How about I take first watch and you get second?"
Indeed.
All right.
I am going to put.
So that means, are we doing the long rest thing now, or do we got anything else for us?
So I'm gonna take so if you said I can take 2 short rests, that gives me 4 spells that I can cast at second level. Let me just see one thing here.
Wait,
for all intents and purposes, I don't know if do you get second level spells as a 3rd level warlock or 4th?
Oh, I get second. I've got second level spells at this point.
I mean, do you get them at 3rd level or 4th level? Because until you take the long rest, you don't get the 4th level stuff. Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah. But basically, my plan is just to give people hex. But it is going to be as a second level spell, which means that it goes.
Does concentration spells even work inside a ring?
Yeah, absolutely. It just activates from the whoever uses the ring to activate it would maintain concentration on the spell.
Yeah, because you have to choose the ring.
Yeah. So we're all in the same building now at this point, right?
What building is?
I think that's the plan.
Okay, so seeing that Fight is seeing you loading your ring during the rest, he's going to walk over, place his hand on your ring sail, and then I'm going to cast Goodberry at 2nd level for you.
Ooh.
I don't know if that does anything. If it does not, then I'm going to burn a 2nd level to cast that first.
I will give you an extra 6 good berries per spell level you cast above first.
Well, then there you go. So you get good berries plus 6, so you get 16 good berries.
And I'm gonna give you a 2nd level hex.
Oh shit!
That's 2 out of the 4 spells I can.
How do I load this fucking ring now?
So I want to cast, since I'm a warlock now, I want to cast shield over my short rest into one of my rings.
You're not a warlock yet because you haven't taken a long rest.
Oh, it's a long rest?
Yep.
I've also. So does anyone else want hex? I've got 2 more hexes I can give to people.
How would I represent this in my character sheet?
Copy.
All spellcasters get
copy paste basically that list. It would still be this.
To the ring.
Yeah. You.
Does it also have the same DC?
Yeah. It would be
that's cool.
Well, it doesn't have a spell save for the person that gets hit. It just things happen. But yeah, just copy that, paste it into a feature or trait if you want to, under spells in your spell storing ring.
I'm also going to offer hex to Scion because this will give you a little extra when you're hitting people.
Scion already has hex.
Okay, so.
Already?
Yeah.
So while all this is going on, Helmac is leaning against the wall, staring at his hands that used to be claws. And as he's staring, he's constantly hearing all this. He's seeing everybody cast these spells in this in these rings and all these conversations. He just lets out a growl and slams his hand on the wall and yells, "Enough with your damn magic! I'm sick and tired of all this magic. All you magic users, you don't care
Scion walks
about
over to freaking Helmac and puts his arm on the shoulder and just taps it. Calm down, my friend.
Helmac pushes his hand away and continues. You magic users don't care and don't understand the horrors about what your magic can do or the people you can hurt. You're so enthralled in your little magical power trip that you don't give a damn about the consequences. You're more concerned with the next time you can cast Fireball than you are with who gets caught in the blast."
Okay, Mr. Angry Man, you want to cast out. You and your barbarian tendencies tend to kill a lot of people without regard to anybody. So I don't think you have any room to speak.
Also, let's see. Titus, Cade, Titus and Cade at the very least, and Nock also would be familiar with some of the brutality of the war between Lysandria and Caris Galadon, and there are mages on both sides. So they have
Yes,
also
true.
seen the same
Magic
things.
is capable of terrible things, but it's a tool like anything else. I mean, I could swing a hammer into a skull just as easily as I could against a nail. I'm just saying that, especially in my case, my magic is rooted in nature.
And yet magic is so much more potent and capable of more destruction than a simple hammer. Helmac turns and just walks outside.
I'm going to give you inspiration for that, Helmac.
Nice.
Somebody's
So
got some dude
do we
really
want to
wicked
stick
magic.
with Helmac because I want to do I want to do a small little thing, or do we want to go back to them?
If you want to do a small little thing, we'll get to you in just a minute. I want to
Alright.
see what else is happening, if we're going to bunker down for a long rest here shortly, or if there's more roleplay involved first.
Well, real quick, I have a question, and then I was gonna do role play to Helmac walking out. Is it only Mumaso that gets Mumaso? I can't remember his full. Is it Mumaso or Mamaso?
It's Massimo.
Massimo. Freaking, I can't remember. Massimo. Does he? Is it because he's a? Are you a warlock? That's why you get your spells back on a short rest.
Yep. Yep. Because I'm a.
Okay. Also, well, okay. And with Helmet walking out, Scion looks at the rest of the party and goes, "Forgive him. The things that were done to him were barbaric. He holds rage and hatred in his heart towards magic, the creation of what he has become today."
I meant no offense by throwing it about. It's just the only thing I know.
I understand.
I
also use magic, as you have seen.
Yes, for me, magic comes from friendship, you see. And not in the weird friendship is magic chintzy way that you hear about in those children's stories, but like literally, I have friends who give me magic. I can understand where he's coming from. I can understand. No offense was meant. I will apologize myself when he cools down.
I've always been fascinated with those little agreements. See, I just harness the power of nature and, well, I know how to resonate my song with, well, the chords in the song of the universe.
Not all of us, enjoy barbaric tactics, using their strength over anything else to solve all of their problems.
It's
All right. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's not about barbaric tactics. It's about
He does little to help his perception, if you know what I mean.
yeah. I understand what you're trying to say, but as the gist that I got from you and Titus's situation of I won't delve into that. It's not my place. But you can imagine how Helmec feels about the situation that befell him. As much as he looks at Titus, you have your hatred for humans. He has his hatred for magic users.
I'm not saying I hate any particular race. I hate them all equally. But to focus on one unit that would only.
And right there, we're going to cut away to Helmac, which you were doing your thing. Unless Bryn has something to add. I know you're not you're not really magical, but if you, I want to make sure if you have something to say, you weigh in.
Could I actually walk out and talk to Helmac?
I'll let Helmac do his thing first, and then if it makes sense and allows, absolutely.
Gotcha.
But first, Helmac.
Okay, so Helmac stomped out and walked along the dock here. He comes to a stop near the water and just looks out on it. He still has a frown, but he seems a little more calmed down now that he's gotten all that out of his system.
The gentle
As
lapsing of the water also helps to put your mind at ease, to remind you that regardless of the ebb and flow of things, life still goes on.
Yes, speaking of life, Helmac seems to remember something, and he reaches into the chest he's carrying and takes out the brass dragon egg that he put in there earlier that day. And he just holds it in his hands and looks at it.
Roll me a D100.
All right.
You feel it shift a little bit. You being exposed to that fire might have given it a little bit of a kick, if you will. So you feel the egg wiggle a little bit in your hand.
All right. Helmac holds it close to him, keeping it warm, and he sits down on the dock, just looking out. And that's what I wanted to do. So
Okay, nice. Bren, you
Yeah.
can walk out and join Helmac now if you'd like.
Okay.
And that's about a decent amount of time based on the conversation that was had. Just sit down, process, look at the waves, and hold an egg. So go ahead.
The sound of the waves are calming, aren't they?
yes, truly.
They can really help when you have an outburst like that, huh?
No, I'm sorry, you just cut out. Can you do that one more time?
They can really help when you have an outburst like that, huh?
Yes, about that. I thought it was over. Having to accept myself again. It has been so long since I was turned into this. The tentacles on his shoulders wiggle around. Uh, I've had a little over a year to accept what I was, and now, during this battle, he he uh he holds the dragon egg against him with one hand and reaches out with his other holds up his other hand in a claw-like manner, and now I have to deal with this. Now I have to accept this.
If it's not too personal a question, how did that happen? Wait, was I there when that happened?
Uh, during the beginning of the battle, I raged, and
Right. I forget.
I don't remember where she was standing. Was she in view?
Oh yeah, because she was also one of the frontliners with you.
Right.
Yeah.
I just forgot, kind of. Can I just?
Well, no. Actually, keep that how it is because that's still valid. Because
Yeah.
how did that happen? It just happened. So Helmac responds, "I have no clue. One minute I am releasing my anger on to aim at the enemy, and the next minute my hands are burning, my bones are breaking, and then they turn into that. All of this, all of this just because of a single mage."
She takes a second to think about it.
Mhm.
So this is why you have no more trust for magic anymore.
I don't even know if I had any in the first place. That mage took everything from me. I don't remember who I was before. I don't remember what I was before. I was some kind of elf, but I don't know what I am. Now I don't know what I was before. So, I plan on finding that mage. I plan on torturing him until he tells me everything, and then I will kill him.
Well, you can't just let one bad mage just define your perspective on every mage.
I know, but it's hard sometimes. Every time I see magic, it just reminds me. Being kept in a cage. Being an experiment. Parts of my body being replaced by others. Helmax gently sets the dragon egg down next to him, making sure that it doesn't roll away, and he stands up. He proceeds to take off his shirt, and what Bryn sees.
Oh yeah.
What?
No, don't worry, I'm going somewhere.
Not in my
Second
soul.
ship
Sexy.
today.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's ship this. Yeah, my tentacles are for more than just battle, you know. Okay.
Good night,
Anyway,
everybody.
Hey, that I would take that as flirting. All that.
anyway,
Continue.
Helmac removes his shirt, and you see the oddity that is his torso. It looks unnatural. It looks incredibly smooth, unnaturally smooth, and you contemplate what it could be before you see it moving.
Are you like full on like Ken doll down there, or like what's the situation?
You see his torso shifting, and then a layer just peels away, and now he has a regular torso, but connected to his back are two large aquatic wings, manta ray-like wings on his back. This is what magic can do to you.
I understand that magic has affected you greatly and in a very bad way. But sometimes when I see the party using magic, I also feel a bit conflicted. When my caravan was attacked, I couldn't do anything to save them. All those people, they trusted me. And sometimes I wish I was strong enough or skilled or smart enough to be able to use magic, but I'm not. And I hate that about myself. I can't protect people like other magic users can. I feel weak.
We all have our moments of weakness, and I will admit, magic is my weakness. I do not wish to hate all magic users, and I do realize Titus, Salvatore, they're good people. And I know through Scion that not all magic is to be hated. It's just, it is difficult at sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess that is what our lives are to be, difficult.
She nods in agreement and says, well, I'm gonna go back. I've had a lot of things happen to me. These, since I've met you and before that. So I think I'm gonna go and just take a long rest.
All right. As Bryn is getting up to leave, Helmax says, "Wait. I just want to say thank you for this."
You're welcome. And then she walks away.
All right.
And I'd like to award both of you 20 hero points for genuinely touching me.
Thank you.
Woo!
And Bryn also got inspiration, because I was not expecting that at all. I thought it was just going to be comforting, but you reached into something I didn't expect.
Thanks. When Bryn...
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, no, you can go.
No, I wasn't going to do anything yet.
I was going to say, when Bryn walks back into the house, Scion, like, has his eyes shut and head down, and then he sees her, and he says, "So how is he?"
I think he just needs some time to think. I can only hope that I made things a little bit better.
And on the dock, Helmac has put his shirt back on, and he's going to stay out there for a little bit, just looking out onto the water.
Make me a perception check with advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
10's good. You guys worked for a few hours. It was already midday when that happened. You're far north. The days are already short as it is, and the sun starts to set. You can see a faint red glow very far off in the distance, just on the edge of the horizon. A faint red glow over the first sister.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Yeah,
don't worry
you
about
went
it.
robotic at the end.
Oh, sorry. I said that you see a faint red glow over the first sister in the distance.
Ah.
I know we would be aware.
Well, seeing
Just yet.
as the sun was setting a bit, Helmac decides to put the dragon egg back in the chest and then go back inside.
Okay.
Awkwardly, seeing as he did leave there a little while ago after having his outburst, it is who's sleeping and who's awake? Does he?
This would be about the time people are going to sit down for a long rest, if you want.
Okay.
Seeing Helmet walk in, Scion goes,
Titus is
"Scion,
taking first watch. I mean, I don't know if
do
anyone's
you
joining, but
mind helping me take off my armor?"
My character is definitely asleep.
I would say that after what... I would say that, like, watching Helmac come in and knowing that... Say, listen, not really good at apologies. Talk. And then, like, wander off to go to sleep.
I don't know if he heard me before. Scion. I mean, no, Scion. Helmec. Do you mind
That's the second time you said your own name, but yes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Helmec, do you mind helping me take off my armor?
Helmac nods and does so.
Because it takes 10 freaking minutes just to freaking doff armor, which is stupid.
Yeah, that's what you get for wearing heavy armor, dude.
So, as Helmac walked in, I still give him a disgusting stare.
My character is very used to wearing armor, so she just sleeps in it.
Yeah, I don't think you can sleep. Fuzzy? Can you?
What?
Sleep in heavy armor? Isn't there a penalty
Well,
for that?
you can, but
it's a level of
a
exhaustion.
level of exhaustion, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't sleep in armor, heavy armor, because that exhaustion adds up.
Everyone make me perception checks.
Yay.
Cool.
Nope,
Titus
gotta
on
turn off
watch,
my
and then Cade
advantage.
on second watch for the night.
I'm taking my guidance back.
Nope.
If that means anything.
Fuck yeah. I am perceptive.
I am not.
Take my guidance.
Okay, so Salvatore and Cade, you see Knock. Knock is gonna use his lucky skill to make Cade re-roll that. All right.
I will use my luck to counter it, and it negates.
Oh shit!
Wait, does that cause wild magic too?
No, that causes a luck surge, and everyone's gonna get in the fuck pit tonight because everyone's getting lucky. No, I'm just kidding. No, just that roll is gonna stick. Sorry. That was well played. Both of you get 10 hero points for trying to fuck the other person with lucky and it not working out.
I would, not to be a stickler, but can you impose disadvantage with luck?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
You can use
Okay.
1 point of lucky to either impose disadvantage on someone or give yourself or someone else advantage.
Okay, I thought it was just yourself. Ooh, fantastic.
Yeah,
It might have
isn't
been
there also
updated. I like the OG version.
isn't
Okay.
there also like a super lucky feat only for halflings now?
There is halfling luck where when they roll a nat 1, they can replace it with something else. I don't remember what it is. Or
It's like
roll again
you roll
automatically.
in the beginning and you can change it with that roll or something.
There is a specific
Hey.
feat for halflings only. So,
Hey, Fuzzy. Oh, sorry, guys. Go ahead. Could I use that bonus action and move?
What do you mean?
You can just move
You know
freely.
the one I'm talking about. The one that I can only use once per long rest. I figure I might as well use it once for the long rest.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
would Salvatore
The-
know
Oh,
what
sorry, that
he's
was
trying
Nox
to
Didn't you
do?
saying.
say no?
That
No,
was
did you
Nox
say he
saying
expended
that.
all of his abilities
Yeah,
going to?
yeah, you did to try and survive the fight last night.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah. But you see kind of Nox slink around behind Helmac, and I assume you're trying to get out of the door, Nock?
No, I'm just kind of hidden,
Oh,
keeping
you're
watch.
just trying to get in a corner and hunker down?
Well, no, I'm keeping watch, with Titus. Although, like, if someone were to break into the door, I'd be like hidden. That's the
Oh,
goal.
gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you, Cade and Salvatore are aware of your position. Everyone knows that you're kind of in the room keeping watch, but most people are going to be going to sleep here.
Yes, give me them
I'm watching you.
sexy sleep points back.
Okay, and this is when everyone's going to be able to level up.
Yay.
Now, the people who are on first watch are Titus and Nock, correct? Everyone else is out?
Yep.
Yes?
I was gonna do a thing. I don't know if you want me to do this like essentially before we
Oh,
call it.
you can do it now. Yeah, I'm not calling it. There's there's
You
going to
already
be a
know what
scene
I'm
for you
gonna
guys.
do.
I'm
gonna do the new thing that you just gave me.
Oh yeah, go on ahead.
So I'm gonna use Song of Rest, except obviously there's a little addendum on the bottom. So during a long or short rest, instead of Song of Rest, I can now regale the party with song or tales of past legends and give everybody general inspiration. I feel like that's gonna come in handy.
How long does that?
Yeah, how long is that?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. Crumb, you need to regale us with a tale.
So I'm actually not gonna do a tale. I'm just gonna sing a little song. So basically, as everyone just kind of goes to sleep, Titus just leans back against the most wooded, essentially whatever wall required the most vines to essentially keep it up, is the wall that he chooses to lean his back against. As he begins to strum his very unique looking lute, Ghost Rock, just because you're new here, I'll describe it to you. The lute is obviously of unique make, where you can see the base of it is like a regular lute, but the neck is actually made out of a broken bow that's obviously been broken in half, which makes up the neck, of obvious elvish make, and that's all I'm going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
So just as we're taking the long rest, Titus, and as everybody does their independent various things, that they do during a long rest, Titus begins to sing. I've been alone for so long, navigating these rough seas. No anchor to stop me, no sails to take me. Just the chopping of the waves, making me sick. This ship has been my prison, and soon it will be my tomb. I'll be buried here, out at sea. Soon it'll fade to a memory of the time that we've spent together. I've been alone for so long, navigating these rough seas. No anchor to stop me, no sails to take me. Just the chopping of the waves, making me sick. I've been contemplating drowning, letting the waves take me, letting the current break me. being thrown against the sides of this prison so that no one, the one that's kept me afloat. Soon it won't be a thought with the way that I'm taking on water. This ship has leaks that I can't mend, and the water is rising. I've been alone for so long, navigating these rough seas. No anchor to stop me, no sails to take me. Just the chopping of the waves making me sick.
And everyone's going to get inspiration as they are filled with a little bit of remorse. The
By the way, I can go
potential
on, but
loss
I'm
of
not going to
life
hold everybody up.
I
at the
feel
bit,
so inspired.
and the will to fight back against unending
Oh.
waves. So we're going to cut one at a time here. Helmac, you've had an outburst and you've had a pleasant conversation with Bryn. You have gained a little bit of acceptance of yourself today, and you find yourself having untroubled sleep despite these new revelations. Wrathful. While you find slumber, you are haunted once again by a dream of yourself facing yourself in the mirror. This time, your fangs drip with blood, and the wings that extend from your back drape. This is the you in the mirror. Drape around him and cloak him in shadows as his eyes glow red. You become more and more like me every day.
Ooh.
Scion staring at the mirror. I do not fear you. I will never be you. I will never become you. You will never fully take me over. I have the reins. I am in control.
For now. The mirror shatters.
Yes, Scion goes, live! As the mirror shatters.
Then we're gonna skip Crumb for now because you are awake, and we're gonna go to Cade. Cade, by the way, your chicken has been just kind of hanging out around you. He's eating a couple rocks. As
Fuzzy,
you fall
can I give you
asleep,
inspiration for reading my mind?
I'll take 5 hero points for that. So as you dream, you're once again haunted by that ethereal projection of darkness and shade that chicken produced somehow. And as you're haunted by this in your dreams, you find yourself alone in a room. It reminds you of your room at home back before the bad times came. Silk sheets wrapped in woven tree branches that form a king-size bed. But starting from underneath the bed, a shadow creeps out and around and up the walls until everything is coated in this thick layer of darkness, and it feels like it's closing in about you. And from your bedside table where your chicken was sleeping in this dream, it awakes with a radiant light and pecks the darkness back at bay. And then a voice from the darkness reaches out, like, oh fuck, god damn it! Listen, I've been stuck in this chicken for so long, and I require assistance leaving. Some poor wizard summoned me to do his bidding, using this chicken as a sacrifice, and yet here I am, trapped inside a chicken, a lowly piece of fowl, unable to wrest control from an insentient being. And the chicken pecks at it again and glows brightly. Peck, peck. Listen, I will give you some of my power. No souls, no money, nothing needs to trade's hand. But keep this fucking chicken alive until I can get out. And if you can get me out and home, I will give you even more power than before.
Excellent.
And that's when you're going to gain your level of Warlock. as the shadows that the chicken has pecked into the shape of a dagger falls inside of you and suffuses your body with your hexblade energy.
So his patron is a chicken.
The demon in the chicken.
The demon in the chicken.
Fuzzy,
Oh,
hold up, Fuzzy, wouldn't my divine sense had sensed the demon in the chicken
you're sleeping though.
when I used it? No, when I used it
Mm-mm.
earlier today, wouldn't it have sensed it?
You were looking at me, not the chicken.
I mean, it does have a range of 60 feet, so
sense,
yeah.
divine scent has a range of 60 feet.
You got a very confusing mixture of celestial and fiend from a chicken. A common fucking chicken that's eating these rocks and is cross-eyed.
Basically, it's like fucking Satan incarnate, like mass evil, and you just look over and it's just like a dumbass looking chicken. You go, no, that can't be right.
Yeah, I think that's what Scion. That's what I was about to say. Scion, like he got
It's like
the
looking
six,
at
looked at the
like
chicken.
feeble little Palpatine and going, "What? That's a Sith Lord? Don't even fucking." It's like, but like literally nothing but darkness drips from him. But like he's all nah.
Scion looked at him. He was just like, "That can't be right." He noted it, but he just like he's kind of like, "Nah."
Or maybe it's just
He
that's just
noted
that base
but it's
understanding
nah.
of just like whatever that chicken is. I'm just letting it be.
Yeah, Sion's just like, "I'm not fucking with that at this moment. It would destroy me." That's probably how he is.
I mean, as far as you know, you might be one of the fucking primordial beings.
Right.
It would literally explode his brain by thinking too hard about it.
If it wasn't for that chicken, I never would have gained my warlock patron. Just kidding. So we're gonna move to Bryn next. You've hung up your armor. You've laid down in a makeshift bed. Something you've done a handful of times guarding these cots, guarding caravans, and kind of that sorrow that you spoke of with Helmac earlier. Titus's tale kind of fills you with a little bit of remorse as you drift to sleep. The first thing you notice is heat. It gets hotter, and you hear the clear ringing of a hammer on hot steel. As you open your eyes, you are in a large cavernous room. What looks to be almost a dwarf from the back, if it wasn't for the classic pointed gnomish ears, give this man away as being absolutely fucking jacked. An old gnome with no hair on his head but thick white mutton chops and shoulders as broad as any man here, Scion, Helmac included, swings a hammer onto a piece of steel and then places it back into the forge. He never turns to look at your gaze, but he speaks to you. Child of Glitter Gold, you have done well. Life and death come for us all. Demons, gods, mortals, everything that lives must eventually die. Do not blame yourself for the undertakings of people that you pay to perform certain tasks. You are not a mage. You are a smith. And be proud of the things that you make to make your allies stronger. You have built up your house, you have built up your party, and you will build up your name. As sure as I can craft steel, you can craft your own fate. And he pulls a piece of steel out of the dagger and pulls the steel out of the forge and continues to beat it on the hammer. And the ring of brass against steel lulls you back into sleep as the scent of oil caresses you.
Wow.
Knock is up, Crumb is up, so we go to Massimo.
Okay.
Massimo, you find yourself once again standing on on a smooth lake of black water. Above you, you see a few more stars in the sky start to light up, and you see beyond that the faint hint of galaxies and nebulas in the far distance light up the sky, so you now see that you're almost in this giant dome looking out. And you hear that same voice crawl up the back of your neck and into your ear. You have done well. You have found others like you. Others that will be necessary for what is to come. My second wish for you is to stop the kobolds that you have run into, for what they possess could shape the future of this world. A ritual they create cannot be allowed to stand. You have time. The eggs you carry with you are necessary. Do not let them fall into the hands of these scaled ones. And you feel a forked tongue lick your ear gently.
Well, that's uncalled for.
Is it the chicken?
It is not the chicken. You see a small snake-like creature that has wrapped its way around the outside of your shell, almost like the braiding around the outside of something. It wraps around that and up and leans its head against your shoulder. You will need great power for what is to come, and I need to be whole again. And you wake up, and you fall into sleep. The rest of the 4 hours.
Tea at your place next time?
Yes.
Bring the Earl Grey. You have a great day now. I'll get right on that.
I do love an Earl Grey. It's so hard to find up here.
Well, you take care of yourself, and we'll get right on all that other stuff. Don't you worry. These are interesting forks. I do think it's odd that we seem to have accumulated a good potential.
When you wake up, you're also going to have a snake familiar, by the way.
Okay.
My God, he's so wholesome.
Honestly,
It is a
it's
gift
like
from your
fucking
patron.
Uncle Iron dealing with fucking Lucifer.
Chicken, the snake,
does
and the
that
dragon
mean I
are gonna be
will add?
sticky friends.
Does that mean I will add the Find Familiar spell into my spell book?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
That seems appropriate. I'll allow that.
Okay.
It is a gift from your patron.
Ooh, perfect.
So the rest of the 4 hours of the first watch passes. Cade wakes up. You are now a warlock. Your chicken looks at you with crossed eyes and pecks at the wood, turns around and walks directly into the wall, and then lays down again. Crumb, it is now your time for sleep. And you find sleep, or your trance, a little difficult. Because it's been a trying day. You've watched the last of your house almost die twice. You've watched people that have become close to you in a short period of time, or somewhat close to you, also almost die. And you're mildly confused about your place and if what you're doing is right. But the gentle sounds of the waves lapping up against the shore start to ring true in your ears. The waves dance to their own melody, crashing, rising, and falling to a beat that is all their own. Your mind wanders, and you hear the sounds of a burbling brook, water flowing over gentle stones, still crashing and falling. You follow the river out to sea, and up into the sky, where the water dances as clouds until it comes back down again. And you realize that the song of nature can be found anywhere, and the river and water is itself no matter where it's at or what form it takes. And you find comfort in knowing that no matter where you go or what you do, you will also be in the right place as long as you stay true to yourself. And Nock, you can go ahead and give me a wood carving check. $19. Nice. What do you want to make?
I want to make a little figurine of the Mistress of Darkness, Shara.
Okay. Yeah. You make a little idol to Shar. It's about 6 inches tall. It's well crafted. She looks like a beautiful woman with otherworldly features and slightly pointed ears. She is cloaked in a long black dress and a hood that covers most of her face.
Okay, sweet.
And then we go find you while you sleep. This is the first untroubled sleep you've had in a while. It might be the presence of Salvatore, a friend that when you were down on your luck provided kindness and warmth to a stranger that is very rare to you. You have been accepted by strangers unconditionally for the first time. You've always felt like a misfit and out of place, and for once you feel as though those jagged pieces kind of fall into a puzzle that you didn't know existed. And you feel like you found, at least for the time being, a place to comfortably rest. And for a man of your past and your profession, a good night's sleep is worth any amount of gold.
You got that right.
In the in-between stages where you guys, some of you sleep and some of you awake, you all have a shared moment of a flash of 9 points of starlight fighting against a black sun. And then whoever's asleep wakes up in the morning, or if you take your second watch, Cade, you see that as you wake up and the rest of them come to sleep.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the night passes uneventfully. All the sounds of nightingales call gently in the background, and the sound of waves lapping against the shore fill the night. There are no attacks, there are no other things that worry you, except actually I do need a perception check from Nock, Cade, and Crumb, because you guys were on watch.
Yeah.
7, okay,
15.
15. Crumb?
Did he fall asleep?
No,
No.
Okay. Can I get
no,
a
I'm here.
perception check, Crumb?
Let's have to, get back.
Oh, the music stopped.
All right. Let's see. It's Nock. You don't see anything. Cade and Titus. You, as for a few minutes during the night, both of you see some movement off in the distance towards the southwest, but nothing. You hear some noise, like coming from this direction. But if you investigate, you don't. Nothing attacks you if you stay there. If you go out and investigate, what you see is an old man with a gray cloak and one skeletal arm raise his hand, and all of the kobold bodies, not the heads, but the actual bodies, um, raise from the ground as if animated by magic. A portal opens, and they're all marched through that portal before it closes. A litany of a few skeletons follow this man, and you see that wherever there were some of these soldiers' remains, they are picked up delicately, and the skeletons dig graves and lay all the human soldiers to rest. The man in his gray cloak says a few words, and then his litany of skeletons and himself wander back off into the night.
This dagger, would it emanate with anything or react to him?
No, it's just it has yet to be identified.
Okay.
And you all wake up in the next morning, well rested, a alive, leveled up, and yeah. Oh, you know what? With that 17, I'll give it to you. You also see that in the back, behind the man with the skeleton, you see that gigantic flesh golem with the deer skull face and blooming branch antlers, just kind of standing watching. And then he also leaves with the man in the gray cloak.
Does a long rest give you full health?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Gives you all full health. Everyone's spell slots are restored. If you gain spell slots, you have them.
Hit die.
Die reminder.
Your half of your max hit die restored.
Mhm.
And you wake up the next morning. No one stabbed you. No one tried to eat you. No one has
I
attacked.
mean,
You do throughout the night. You do see that red glow to the north. It's very faint, hovering just on the edge of the horizon, casting a dark spot against like a particularly dark spot against the normally dark ocean, as this island is. I don't want to say illuminated, but a shadow. Light is casting a shadow darker than that of just the night against the back of that island. So it's a spot that looks particularly dark against an already dark night with a red glow behind it, if that makes sense.
Fuzzy, when you said no one eats you, I'm like, I mean, somebody thought about it.
Oh, I know. So did the chat.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so you wake up the next morning, everyone's rested, everyone is repaired, you have all your loot, you have all of your things, a cart is ready, it's loaded with kobold heads and armor and gear, and now you just need to figure out how to fucking transport it.
Fuzzy, while they're doing that, could I break off from the group to go do my own little thing? It'll be quick, of course.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go in here. That little figurine that I carved of the goddess jar. I'm gonna set it down right there and kind of just say like mumble a small prayer to it, and then be quiet for a second.
Okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Okay,
So
cool. With honest and fervent prayers of thanks to Shar, something she does not get often. Shar is a goddess that people offer up nightmares and things that they want to forget to. It is very rare that she receives words of praise, and as such you feel just the back of a hand gently caress your cheek and then fade away.
I'm going to after that reverently like wrap that little idol in like cloth and then stick it with the rest of my gears carefully away and then rejoin the party.
All right.
What okay, so when he left, I'm already suspicious of him. Can I roll to see left and follow him, Taylor? Probably. See what he's doing.
To be fair, I didn't try to conceal it or anything. I like literally just kind of just went, So I mean, if you could, I think if DM allows it.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. You can roll me a perception check. Roll me a stealth check and a perception check.
Okay.
If you're trying to be sneaky, if you're just like checking it out, like, oh hey, what's up, then you don't need to roll stealth.
Yeah, I kind of want to go under the radar with that.
Okay, Knock, I need you to roll me a perception check.
I'll use guidance on the perception.
Hold on.
Okay,
It is a new
sorry.
day. You do not have guidance anymore.
That's okay.
So you got a 7 perception and an 18 stealth. So he does not see you. You see, what you do see is you see him pull out this little statue, say a few words of thanks to it, sit for a couple minutes in silence, and then wrap it up in cloth and then put it in his bag. It's a little fucking wooden idol.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
Going in.
Everyone's going to take a couple minutes to get their armor together. Bryn and actually Bryn, Lipton, and Scion all need assistance because they all wear heavy armor.
Well, obviously, Helmac's going to help Scion because Scion would complain if he didn't.
I mean, would the gnome really require help? I mean, it's small,
Yes,
right?
it's still fucking heavy armor. And just
Scion
because she is
looks at-
small does not mean the armor that is appropriately sized for her is any easier to put on with smaller proportions.
Scion looks at
Just
Helmec
checking.
with like tired eyes. He rested, but tired. You saw what I
Good
wrote.
dreams.
No, same nightmare again.
Can
Did you punch it in the face like I told you to last time?
Yeah, rations, right? I think it's in one.
Yeah, you guys can all eat rations last night.
Last time we ate, like,
Sad in
meat,
the
I think.
face.
Bryn looks over at Titus and asks him if he could help her with her armor.
Liberalism.
Titus?
Titus?
Crumb.
Did he fall asleep again?
Yeah, maybe.
He was pretty tired today.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he will help you because since he's not here, I'm here now.
That's fine.
I'm the tightest.
But his character would do.
Fuzzy
Yes,
is the
I'd be more than
tightest
happy to
Titus
assist
ever.
you with this. How did you sleep, my dear?
I'm gonna go for. Oh, go ahead.
I think I got a message from my god. It was
Really, that's fascinating.
overwhelmingly positive. I don't know how to feel about that.
Can Helmac hear what she's saying from his side?
I mean, you're all in a room. It's like a
No, fair
30.
enough.
It's like
Don't
a
know how big it
30-foot
is.
room. It's big enough for you all to lay down, kind of close together. But it's not a giant cuddle pile. But it's like 5 feet away from people laying on each other.
All right. Well, Helmac, hearing that, says to Bryn across the room, "Take the compliments where you can get them. Those beings are very fickle."
She gives him a small nod and asks him, "Are you feeling any better?"
Yes, I had a fantastic night's sleep, and I was able
You
to
dreamed
think
of
a bit
crunching
more.
kobold skulls with your bare hands.
Yes. I dreamed of something that made me truly happy.
I might have to step away for just a moment. Baby's giving us a little brief.
Okay.
So I don't know how much longer we plan on doing this tonight. I might be back.
Probably not much longer. I mean, if Crumb fell
Yeah.
asleep, this was already going to be kind of an I don't want to say abbreviated, but not a particularly long session, because I know we had to introduce character, get some role plays going, establish future stuff, plans, get some mystery hooks going. So,
Okay. Well then,
if you
it's
can
okay.
come back, that's fantastic. If not, we'll see you when we schedule our next session, which should be 2 Wednesdays from now.
2 weeks.
So
we'll
just in
see
case,
you not Thursday.
Yep, just in case I can't catch you next time, I am just going to wake up, notice this snake like coiled around my neck, its tail dangling down my chest. Go, oh, look, a boa tie.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ, a boa tie.
The dad joke's strong with this one.
Wait. Is Asterion? Are you still here?
Just about to back.
Okay. Well. Before you leave, I just Helmac looks at you at the joke you've made, and he just comments aloud and says, "How old are you?"
How old do turtles live? They're like in their 50s. So he's probably like about 35, 40.
They live to be about 80, but that's according to canon, but I think that's dumb because they're based off of tortoises, and tortoises live to be like 180
Oh,
or
okay.
200.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, as a humanoid tortoise, you're probably about 300 years old, and you got
Yeah,
another
I'm cool
100,
with that.
150 before you die.
I'm cool with that. All
I
right, but
totally agree
I'm
with
going to
that,
hit the road
dude.
you were
And turtles live fucking forever.
Maybe I'll be back before the end of this, but if not, I'll just follow up with you, DM.
Oh, new character idea, Fuzzy. I'm
Fantastic.
gonna
See if
be an
there's
immortal
anything I missed.
jellyfish.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, buddy.
No.
Night.
Does
Helmech
any...
finishes
Go ahead.
Scion. Finishes helping Scion with his armor.
And Titus helped Bryn with hers, and I'm going to say, since I'm Garuk and Lipton, Garuk's going to help Lipton get his armor together. Do you... Yep. Is no one going to touch the... Bryn just had a message from her god besides Helmech?
What did your god tell you?
He said a lot of encouraging things about how I shouldn't cling on to things that have happened in the past.
Well, let me tell you, the chicken, it's not to be trusted.
It pecks at a nail in the wall.
She
Uh,
looks at that chicken and says, "Okay."
Can I make an insight check on the chicken?
Sure, it blinks both eyes, but
hold
not at the
on.
same time, one and then the other with a slight delay.
Before Helmech does that, Scion, actually hearing something about the chicken, speaks up. Yes, I wanted to inform you guys. I sense some strange signs coming from that chicken when I use divine
Let me
sense
tell
on
you right now. Okay, before you started any speculations, okay. This chicken is
All right.
very special to me. He is my friend. As you see, he's a very dark entity. He is actually my patron. I became a warlock overnight.
Oh.
Scion just
just-
looks at freaking Cade and is just like, wait, what?
For all
no
intents
better
and,
than
sorry, for all intents and purposes, this chicken will also now be your familiar,
cool.
as the find familiar feat. Spell.
Mhm.
Because you are now linked to the chicken, and the entity inside the chicken is linked to you, completing the triangle.
Oh boy.
So just for mechanics points, I'll tell you, and basically everyone else here, because it's going to be hilarious. The chicken has 20 HP.
right?
It has 20 hit points. It has an armor class of 10. And no matter how much damage it takes or what happens to it, it always takes a maximum damage of one per attack.
Okay. That's a cool mechanic.
Is that god tier? We might. Can I use it as a shield?
I mean, you would probably have to fight Cade for that. So Fuzzy, what do I get from my insight check?
20 insight check.
No, dude, that chicken is god tier.
Hold on, I need to roll this. Hold on, he's gonna roll a deception check. It's trying to eat a nail. So, and yet this, although it's eating the nail with a 20 insight, you do see some, well, strange things about the chicken. Number one, its comb, the thing dangling from the bottom of its neck and the thing on top of its head, are particularly vibrant red. And it has 5 talons on each feet.
Wait, you said a chicken with 5
And
talons?
yep, it's got 5 talons on each feet, and it does radiate something. Um, and it's definitely you think the chicken's magic.
Helmac looks at the chicken and says out loud, "How the hell did I miss that before?"
It successfully
Scion
eats the head of a
speaks
nail.
It's either celestial or demonic or fiend of some sort. I've already sensed it.
Oh, I'm gonna
I don't really
go ahead and correct you right there. Considering I'm a warlock, it is demonic. I can tell you that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Demonic creatures speak abyssal, correct?
They do.
So Helmac is going to walk up to the chicken and greet it in abyssal.
The chicken cocks its head to the side at you once, cocks its head to the side the other time, and a series of guttural scraping sounds that cause the sky to darken when these words are uttered. It says, "Get me the fuck out of this thing!"
Jesus.
Well, there's something inside that chicken that doesn't want to be there.
I
My job to keep him alive. So if you could help him with that, that'd be great.
This goddamn chicken has maintained the essence of me, a greater demon. I just want to go home. I miss the blood and the gore of the night of the abyss. It's so cold here. It is so dry. I just want to go home.
What is your name, demon?
Tyr Nalak.
Well, I don't know whether we should. I'm done speaking to it in abyssal, and
No, wait, come back, please. It's the first time someone's talked to me in years. No, please.
Oh my god.
I'm just so
desperate.
And the chicken just shakes its head and like it stops speaking and it goes back to pecking a nail aggressively.
Oh yeah, Helmac's going to be best friends with this thing. But yeah, Helmac turns to everybody else and says, "I'm not sure whether we should keep that thing alive or kill it right now."
It picks up a random rock and just swallows it whole.
Shit, I immediately grab it and like hit it in the back like a Heimlich to knock the rock out and feed it one of its actual food rocks. I keep it in my pouch.
Okay.
And just pat it on the head.
Mm-hmm. So what you see Cade pull out just a tiny little blue sapphire, and the chicken like bites it and crunches it with its beak and then swallows it. And the chicken dances around happily for a minute.
Like, you guys think it's a sapphire, it's like a gem. I grab a gem out of a bag, give it to him, and he crunches it and eats it.
It's an actual fucking sapphire. It's just tiny, but it's an actual sapphire, and he just ate it.
That's his food source.
Honestly, let me just say, outside the game here, I am so happy I took Abyssal. That was 100% worth it. Even if that's the only use of Abyssal we have in this entire campaign,
You
was
never
worth
know,
it.
dude. You roll the dice, it's like the dice, dude. You get these random traits, and it just comes in handy whenever you don't know it. Great.
But am I the only one who knows Abyssal here?
I mean,
Yes.
I would assume that I know because I understand the chicken. But yeah.
Or maybe you guys just have like a psychic
don't.
link.
You can communicate with the chicken telepathically,
but not the demon.
But not the demon.
Gotcha. So I understand how the chicken. Okay, I get it.
So to everybody else, it just sounded
It
like
communicates through the dreams, but I can't speak it. I can understand, I guess. Only to the. Okay, I get it. I got it.
And when when the chicken communicates with you telepathically, you just hear various caws and becomes. You might come across with an emotion or an intent, but all you hear bark, and then there's like
Yeah.
a rock in your head, or bark, and you see like the vision of a hawk like flying above, and you feel fear.
That is great. Okay, I get it.
or sometimes it's just a chicken like taking a bath.
You dirty dude. We've been on a long adventure.
I don't trust that chicken.
Well, it appears to be a demon. I don't know how powerful. That wants out of the chicken. It's sealed inside somehow. Um, and Fuzzy, real quick, can you like spell that name, or send it to me in a message? The name of the demon.
Tirnalag. I know it looks like laugh, but it's pronounced og.
All right, I gotta probably get going too here.
That's probably a decent place to really call it for the evening, because I mean, half of us are gone. Crumb is probably fallen asleep or is busy being responsible with something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I feel bad for Crumb because that was probably one of my favorite parts tonight. Just that chicken.
Just one more thing.
Of course.
Bryn kind of speaks out loud, but is kind of talking to herself. She says, I wonder if a chicken... Well, no, actually this is metagame, but... I wonder
right.
if a chicken possessed by a demon tastes any different than a regular chicken.
Well, I'm willing to try it if you are.
And that's where we'll cut it. Actually, no, there's one more thing before we cut for the evening.
Okay.
I know Asterion can't because he's just kind of listening in. So I will roll for you here in a second, but I need Helmac, Salvatore, and who had the other dragon egg?
Chicken.
Yeah, the chicken, actually, yeah. So Cade,
Yes.
Asterion, and Helmac. I need D100s from you.
All right.
The chicken can get advantage.
Okay. Bang, bang.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
wow.
The egg that the chicken has been sitting on hatches. And you now have where we're going to end the session is that the chicken, after eating the sapphire, hops on the dragon egg, pecks at it until there's a rush of fire, which the chicken seems to enjoy, takes no damage from, and a small red dragon wormling hatches and makes one adorable as it looks at the party.
Can't I make my wood carving check while they were doing all that?
Yes, absolutely. You can make a wood carving check. I'm sorry, I forgot that you put that in there.
Thank you. I just want to
Dragons
actually
hatch
use
out of
my
eggs.
tools because we don't often get the chance.
No, that's fair. Nice. What are you making this time?
I'm gonna make a figurine of a crow, just like a decorative thing. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Fuzzy.
Beautiful.
Speaking of tools, like I know you roll you roll the dice for tools, but the tools also use skills. How does that work?
Depends on which toolkit uses a particular modifier.
So say I use a toolkit that I'm proficient in, but the skill that uses that toolkit I'm not proficient in.
It doesn't. The skill doesn't use it. I mean, the toolkit doesn't use a skill.
Like, Dex
it uses
modifier, your strength modifier.
Depending on what
toolkit,
it uses a different modifier.
Yeah. If you're proficient with it, that's extra.
It just gives you that straight up modifier, one of your stats.
Yes, correct.
For example, like my thieves tools have dexterity modifiers, so as my dex, I'm proficient with them, so I get my proficiency added to that.
Yeah, there's going to be most of them are like intelligence, dex, or occasion. Like I think some of them should be strength or charisma based.
Charisma for disguise. I know that.
Yeah, disguise kits or charisma.
I'm gonna get up out of here. That's
All right,
fine.
have a good one, Scion.
I'll tell you one thing. Once I get to Rune Knight, I will be a tool master because Fire Rune gives you automatic expertise passively on all tools.
Nice. So with that, we're going to officially call the session for this week. I will write up a little summary and post it in the chat as best I can.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good session, Fuzzy. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad. I tried to include a little thing for each of you guys as you leveled up, just to get you more involved, and try to just forward the mystery a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, with my character's outburst, like, part of the outburst was planned, but then I just winged everything after that.
It was fantastic, both you and Bryn. It was very touching.
Yeah, it was. I was inspired. I almost shed a tear.
Okay, and now with that, I'm gonna end the stream. As soon as I click the right button instead of maximize, minimize.
I said I almost shed a tear. Get back in there, tear.
Oh, man,
And
Are
now
you
the
trying to
recording
like
is done.